And welcome back, everyone, back to the finals of the Apex Legends Recreational Series 2. I've got Real Blue with me, so finally we get to hear another voice other than my own for the duration of this game, and we are off to the finals. 20 teams, everybody's in the lobby, and definitely excited to see how this is going to start off right off the rip.
Yes, thank you for having me. Love to be here. Unfortunately, I was in the tournament, but I was playing with two players that are sort of new to Apex Legends, so we didn't quite make it out of groups. But I'm a caster anyways, I'm not good at the game. It doesn't matter. We're here. We're in the finals, and like you said, a full lobby looking down, and there's already two teams contesting each other in Shipfall, and this could get interesting very early on here. We got a Gibraltar with a Crypto and a Valkyrie. A lot of Cryptos being brought into the tournament here in the Recreational League. I know we saw a lot of them yesterday in some Carnage Cup action as well, and it's something we see a lot of in the APAC region and not so much in North America. So it'll be interesting to see how they pair that with the Gibraltar, which not a lot of teams are often running anymore with this aggressive style meta that we're pushing into.
Yep, no, definitely. I mean, there's been a huge swing, and I think it's definitely noticeable now, especially in ranked and all that, as well as you're just seeing a lot of different changes in how everything is. Actually, we're going to have a fight. It's going to be a contestant up on North Pad here. It will be X66 and WAM. As you can see, Willie Bones trying to put in some shots here. Will have to pick up the EVA and try to survive. They are going to let them in through the front door. He gets a knock there onto Sebastian, or excuse me, on a Cash. Sebastian was another down. There's another fight actually going on across the map as well here, as there's some hewing going up here. And we're going to see whether or not they're going to try to just break down the door. But I mean, already right out of the gate, the contestants are coming through and the fights are happening. So, I mean, we're starting this one off hot.
Yeah, one knock, two, almost one shot, but the teammate comes in with one shot of the triple take to finish that off. And we already have team players and WAM being sent back to the lobby here as the other contestant is outside of Shipfall. R301 and a Gibraltar. Why Anxie is the one getting the shots off. We got a Bangalore in the game as well, it looks like, as some smokes were coming through. And another Horizon dodging shots. And that's something Horizon brings into the fight as well, as so much movement and the ability to take high ground so easily. But that movement is coming in clutch as their Bangalore will fall. And speaking of movement, they've got another movement legend on their team as well with the Octane. That's I Stole the Pants. Shielding coming through, and they're just going to have to back up. The banner is recoverable by Kid Ryu, but the other team might just sit on that for the time being. We swap over, we've got some...
I was going to say, that is a 3 damage, like a 3 DPS team. That is not something you normally see. They're completely foregoing the recon in favor of, I guess, they just wanted to run the Horizon as well as the Octane. So the Octane is basically giving your kind of pseudo rotations, I guess you could say. But foregoing the Valkyrie, foregoing a Seer as well. So 3 DPS currently not working out too great for them. They are going to evacuate out, so they will get out in time. And you're going to see TWS now coming in. So they were rotating in off of Antenna, now heading their way on towards Shipfall, where Pure Gamer Gunk is currently sitting. They were able to kind of drive back GAKFC with that contest, but now they have to deal with another team coming in, and it is going to be TWS that is making their way into this Shipfall POI and looking to pick up some kills. It looks like they're fairly kitted out as well, so they should be good to go.
Yeah, TWS, I mean, the Valk there looks like they're about 2 patches behind with the Hemlock and the Spitfire at this point. I think there's a lot better options. Maybe the loot was just not as exquisite as they would have liked off the drop, but hyped here with the 1 to 2 times on the charge rifle, trying to crack some shields, and they will do so. 30 flesh onto someone, but the Gibraltar bubble comes out, and now the reset is coming through. Valk with the Q as well. The missile slowed him down, and the Gibraltar is falling super low. Has to get out of dodge. A little bit of shielding left, and not much help to their name, as well as the Valkyrie, who still has that white shield to their name, and it is cracked as well. And they are getting chased down by TWS, who wants this fight. Meanwhile, on the other side of that, it's GAKFC, who are looking towards Bridge on the backside of Shipfall as well, and now they're trying to get some damage into this. Kid Ryu, that banner was sat on and was not able to be recovered, so now they are just the duo for the rest of this game. Only 2 squads still have been eliminated, so we have a long way to go as Ring 1 is closing with about a minute and a half left.
Yeah, this is, I mean, GAKFC looking for a little bit of revenge here, you probably want to say, as, I mean, I stole the pants is every single nade in existence, it looks like, as he's thrown like 4 or 5 of them in their direction. The circle is beginning to close, and now these just are going to have to evacuate out. I mean, they did get a little bit of damage chunk in after getting driven away and losing one of their players. The TWS is now going to be on that rotation. They were the ones to put in the shots towards this squad to begin with, as they're now moving in towards Barometer. Otter and Pups will be in a position there as well to receive these players coming in. As you can see, Cave is moving in, and the 3 squads that were dealing around Shipfall also on their way in. So there's going to be a lot of action here at this corner.
Yeah, I was going to say, right on the edge is a team that landed Barometer. They're looted and they're ready to go. They're going to be kind of like those gatekeepers or the wall. We do have a Valcolt towards the right side of your screen. They're landing in the nut, or the golf ball, whichever way you like to call it. They are in that building. G-Man on the Seer this time. Saw him yesterday, or actually last week in the scrims, playing a little bit of Newcastle, but they're going with the Seer this time around. Hyped on the Gibraltar and the Valkyrie. This is TWS on your screens. They do spot an enemy towards their south, a little bit towards the west, so they're just going to make a change, and they're just going to keep beelining it right towards the jump can and try to make some moves. Meanwhile, 2 teams going towards Antenna could start to make a fight here as well. I believe that is the duo. Octane was able to get out as well, and that is not a 2-man here, but Willie Bones are the ones that are getting the damage taken, and instantly 1 knock and then a 2nd knock, and Axel R86 full shields but no health to their name on the Octane, looking to just get out of dodge, and the other 2 members of Willie Bones will go down, and it looks like it is rat season for the rest of Willie Bones.
Yeah, Willie Bones, unfortunately, I mean, they were coming through the shield, or the circle that entire time. They had no health whatsoever. They get in, and they basically gift themselves over to Pure Gamer Gunk, who picks up the 2 kills. They're going to get those KP. Big Buns McLovin is so far deep in the
what
circle.
A name.
The rest of his team is out here. His Sim Squad, they are sitting out in the middle, and I don't know. The man was just left behind. I mean, you're looking at in the top left. Voster as well, nowhere near his roster. So, or well, I guess, okay, no, they are there. Okay, I thought the colors are tripping me out now all of a sudden, it looks like. But we are going to be in a fight here. It's going to be SLG in an engagement with JKFC, the 2 remaining players of this team. As they're, I mean, this SLG, your champions from the last series, definitely one of the favorite teams again in this round. As Willie Bones will officially get eliminated. They did hunt down Axel. It looks like an S9 is going to pick up that KP. In the meantime, Larry also drops Bag Munch, so it looks like there is another fight going on, as Narps was on the receiving end of that one.
Yeah, this is right in that no-name area outside of Jurassic, a little bit towards Cascade Falls, but on the east side of it, and the cracks are coming through. Gnome guy finds some damage, but it wasn't enough. Pexflex is eliminated, and Zag now is the kill leader with 3 on the board. And look at the amount of KP in the favor of the team here as they're able to win. We swap back over to Sim Squad, who are now in a fight on the bridge outside of Barometer as well. And they go with the Horizon Q. The damage is coming out. Jetpack up on their way through. The Q from the missiles as well. Lots of knocks coming through. And GAKFC, they had a tough time. They got contested on drop. They made their way all the way through Barometer safely, but then they get taken out, and now the 3rd party is coming through. Otter and Pups, full health. A little bit of shielding missing, but they're going to be able to get that out. Meanwhile, S9 Gaming was also eliminated.
Yeah, but you can see, I mean, there's a 3rd and a 4th party here, because TWS is actually right behind Otter and Pups right now. As you can see, there's all these fights going off. There's going to be a Valcolt there as well. So one of the original 2 teams that was in that fight is now going to be out, and the rest of the team's trying to evacuate. That's going to be Flush. Really nice hits there from Zaffi on towards another squad. As you can see, that more players are out there over towards the armory. It looks like they're also going to choose to just well, Zaffi doesn't have an ult yet, so they actually cannot choose to get out of dodge just like that. Cosby's been split off from the rest of his team now. Half of his team is on the other side of TWS, so he's going to be working around the back. Here comes Sin Squad in on towards, I think that's G-Man, who's the Seer, dropping very low here as they're getting on towards the cannons. And, I mean, the rotations, there's like 5 squads out down here because S9 is going at it too. They're putting in shots. Or, sorry, SLG, not S9. S9's out.
Yeah, S9 was eliminated just a few moments ago. SLG silly little guys, I believe it stands for, the ones cracking shields. Honor and Pups just drop in and said, look at all the damage we can do. The bubble comes out, could be a res on its way, and the knock comes on to Indy as Hyped was once just one shot a few moments ago, is full health, getting a res as well. It's so interesting to see because TWS is always in a gunfight, it seems. They're playing super aggressive, and they are playing as if it's 2 patches ago with the Gibby as well, standing on the edge of the zone. G-Man gets knocked, Hype gets knocked. It's just Zappy left alone, going for the res inside the ring, though. Nade's still coming out from Zip Squad. No shields to Akalina's name, but the other 2 members are still standing. They're still doing damage. The Seer ult comes out. The Q as well to try and cancel any healing or revives, but no one is in the crossfire of that, so they'll back up and reset and be ready for anybody who tries to push through. Outside of that zone are still 2 teams on either side of the mountain.
Yeah, there's just so much action going down, and it's an interesting change from what we've seen, because all through the group stage, a lot of teams, they would rather avoid fights. Every time a fight happened, you were seeing the teams just evacuate out. They would just Valkyrie, get out of dodge, get out as fast as they could, because, I mean, each game just mattered that much more. We're now switching over to match point formats, so a lot of these teams can afford to, I guess, drop some points in the early games, and they're taking a lot of the fights. For them, it's worth it, as the MUNT is also going to go down, so that's another team dropping out. We're down to 13 squads as this third circle is being prepared to close. As we can see, SLG is going to be a fight on the outside. Big Buns, or no, they're just doing spiders. I got baited by the flashing red arrows. But you can see the side below average damage is now going to be encountering SLG. Those are 2 teams that I don't believe ran into each other earlier as they were in separate groups. So, I mean, we have 10 teams from each group. A lot of these teams have not played each other, so a lot of the stylistic things that they figured out from the first set of games, not as relevant now.
Yeah, and below average damage haven't really been crazy in the kill feed, haven't gotten much damage out, as you can only see 28 on the Valk, but they are going to use the Gibraltar bubble to get their Valkyrie ultimate safely off. They're going to start moving towards what looks to be the little buildings outside of that jump cannon on the right side. There's a team in the other building. They're getting lasered, and Duncan deadlifts barely is able to survive that. They're going to have to shield up very quickly because BBKG are looking to push this possibly. And we've got a Wraith. I was gonna comment on Fika Gaming, I believe it is, using the Bloodhound and, of course, the Caustic on Stormpoint. TWS was just eliminated, by the way, off screen. The Voster was the one who was able to get the double knock and the double kill there, which was one of the players that was deep in the zone after Ring 1 had closed, and shots coming off now. The EMP from the Crypto drone. Can they destroy the drone before it gets off? They do so successfully. Bubble is almost gone as well. An Atomizer is the one putting in tons of damage to the Gibraltar ultimate is coming down, and the bombs, it's just a bombardment. Revive coming in from Spore Frog onto Zag. Copium Fiends, that is. They need to get this revive off and trying to get some heals. The Gibby Bubble comes in clutch for them as well. Pure Gamer Guck now just playing in the river. They're going to use their Valk ult, and they're going to take their time to reposition here. Round 3 is closing, about 20 seconds left. They're going to have to try and get inside the zone. And there is a team firing down on them, and they're going straight towards what looks to be the no-name Pier.
I mean, you can see it highlighted as they were coming in. There are teams everywhere around them. You can see all the fights. Below average damage is going to get taken down. BPKG is also going to get taken down as the fights are breaking out absolutely everywhere across the map. In the meantime, we got Copium Fiends also in an engagement here, dealing with Sim Squad. The Sim Squad is going to be working from down below with full purple shields. You can see they have been building them up over the course of this. They've got the damage in. They're going to try and back away from this fight. They don't seem to want to take this anymore. And, I mean, after the dust settles, you're left with 9 squads left on the map. It looks like, I mean, Narps is going to be a squad of 2. They do have sights, and it doesn't look like they've been spotted here. So they're just going to try and sit here and just kind of wait it out. Roller Coaster's not going to spot them. On the other side, you got Fika with that Bloodhound that you mentioned. They're running an interesting team, actually. It's Caustic, Horizon, and Bloodhound. So I can't say I've seen this combo before, and I don't remember exactly what they were running in the qualifier groups. You can see the push is going to come. That's going to be C Philly down, so that's one from Fika dropping, and it looks like more as well. That's going to be a second as YXC's coming in for the team wipe. He's not going to complete it. But Fika will go down in 9th place, and that is going to leave us with 8 teams remaining on the board.
Yeah, it's really tough for Fika Gaming Club with the Horizon, the Bloodhound, the Caustic. On paper, it looks like a really good composition, but again, we're playing on Stormpoint, which is a very fast rotating type of map, and they were set up outside of the zone. With the Caustic, you got to be in that zone, and they just got caught on the rotation. Now beams coming across the screen from Animezer, from Copian Fiends playing off of the tree. Zag playing a little bit with the Gibraltar there. They've got their Valkyrie playing off to the left side here, and you know, BBKG and the other team that was eliminated at the same time, it's interesting, they were holding the building, and now 1 knock comes on, 2 knock comes on, and it's left to Valkyrie to try and make some heroic plays here for the side of Simp Squad, but they're caught out in the open. They're just going to have to use the Valk ult, maybe get some repositioning, and maybe see if they can wrap their way through this. All alone, going on the other side of the mountain, but there is someone tracking their every movement, and that is all 3 members of SLG, Fate Bloom, Jin Mori, and the Sledgehammer.
Yep, you're going to see, I mean, they are going to recognize there are going to be players playing on towards this outside, and actually, well, Simp Squad, yeah, Zulingtan drops right on top of the duo. That was, I believe, Narps in that corner. The Sledgehammer has to kind of pay attention. They should have heard those shots, so they should know there's somebody over in that direction. But we are now down to 7 squads. There's 20 players in the lobby, and there is a fight going on inside of this house. It's going to be the Voster putting in some shots. It's going to be 1 knock and a gazillion batteries on the ground, it seems like, as they're trying to work their way around this outside. And just the fights are going down. The shots are coming through. That's going to be a 2nd knock. The 3rd one's going to be on the outside here, and that's going to be Copian Fiends all going down. PGG also goes down. As, yeah, they just dropped everything into this room. They knew that this room was going to be inside, and so far they are making it their home, as they have all the batteries you could ever need. They have the shield swaps as necessary, so they are going to be prepped and ready to go, and I do not want to be the team that has to push into there.
Yeah, this is not looking good for everyone outside of this building. The amount of utility that they have, look at all the batteries on the floor, like you said. They've got about 6, maybe even 7 loot boxes that they can loot without even leaving the building, and that's also a plus as well. The shield swaps and the batteries are all on the floor. Everyone else might just be fighting for 2nd place, especially since they are dead center. The Rampage, though, in the hand of Eddie Jr. The care package weapon, not much ammo remaining, 37 in the clip and 7 outside of it, trying to shoot to see if they can get any damage on the team that is Valk ulting straight up into the sky. They do get a couple hit markers, but not much damage to be done, and the other team is shooting them as well. They do have a Watson set up, and look at this. It is like Christmas in this building right now. The Watson team has a nice setup as well. No Newcastle for the side of Final Countdown, but they still have that shield to work with on the porch. It looks like team is pushing in underneath of them. That's okay, as Roller Coaster is going to try and survive. They are going to have to try and push this eventually, and seeing if they want to do so now or maybe wait until the other team comes in. 5 squads left. Zone is going to start closing here in about 30 seconds, and that's when everything might get a little hectic.
No, absolutely, especially because this is going to force some movement here, and teams are going to be coming and wrapping around the outside. You can see Fallen knows there's a team over here. I believe that is the duo of Narps right now, standing on the outside. They're just trying to like stay alive, work their way around the edge. SLG is also in the building on the other side, so they have to stay on this wall to try and not afford to take any fire. Unfortunately for SLG, you do have Team X66 closing in from the outside. They are in a bit of a situation, though, because they are running out of cover, and the circle is coming, and that is going to be a lot of circle damage that you don't want to take. Cash is going to lose most of his HP, and that's going to be a knock. So this is going to be SLG looking at this, blood in their eyes, because it's basically a free kills if they can be able to capitalize on that.
It looks like he's going to try and shield swap. I don't know why. He had 1 full health already. Could have healed in the bubble. Going up onto the roof now is Cash. A little bit slow on the rotation. Seer goes down. MVP Lifeline is trying to keep everyone away from it. Maybe they can try and get the res going inside the door. 2 members coming down to try and get some shots up. Now they're going to have to use that knockdown shield to their advantage. MVP Lifeline is able to get a bat off, but it's still not good enough. Maybe the shield swap comes in for Cash. It will do so. And now looting up. Got a couple shield cells. Did get the couple more items, maybe some ammo. They did the gold helmet off of their teammate as well to get that jetpack booster back up and as much fuel in the tank as possible. Get those missiles going as well. This team is still in the building, and now the cracks almost coming through. And it's Gibraltar with the car. Could do some big damage.
Yeah,
Syracuse coming through.
Yeah, but here's going to be the push. S99 is going to commit, and they are going to go in. SLG is going to find one. They're looking for the second here. The Valkyrie's super low. They're going to drop him, so there goes X66. They will end up going down, and it's now going to be Roller Coaster, SLG, Narps, and Final Countdown are going to be your 4 remaining teams. Final Countdown somehow made it onto this roof. I'm not exactly sure when that happened, but they're actually in a great position here. They're going to fire now in on towards the duo of Narps, trying to work their way back. Underneath them is going to be another squad. I believe that's SLG actually now taking fire there from Final Countdown. So, I mean, I thought that was a knock. I do believe that was actually destroying something else instead. The red reticle actually confused the heck out of me there. There's going to be the Seer ult. They're going to see 3 enemies detected, and they're going to see this incoming now. The push comes in, and they're going to absolutely destroy this team from Narps. Unfortunately, not much they can do as you got to run in towards that circle. And SLG now is going to be the main team that they got to get by, along with Roller Coaster.
Yeah, final circle, and look at that. Seer Voster with 6 kills to their name. They had 2 assists as well. That is good KP on the board, and they are primed to look like they can win. The bubble gets thrown out, but 1 knock on the soft plushy. Bananarama goes down as well. The barrage is coming out from Gibraltar. Roller Coaster gets eliminated. 2 squads left. The Horizon ultimate comes out. It's pulling someone in. They're trying to reload the PK. Seer's down on the waterfall. The whole team collapses on them, and that is it. SLG is your champion in game 1 of the finals on Storm Point.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they just took full advantage of the chaos. Their Final Countdown had to get off the roof. They had to move from that position, and in doing so had to dive straight into the waiting arms of Roller Coaster. And in the process, Roller Coaster had to take that engagement, and then SLG just kind of swept in at the very end for the cleanup. They had every third party right in that regard, and they come in and they do it in, well, commanding fashion basically to close that one out, and that will be it. And welcome back. It's game 2, so map 2 of Storm Point. Before we head over to World's Edge is going to be kicking off. There's going to be a few changes in drop locations from what I'm hearing in the chatter in the group chat. SLG coming off a massive win that puts them up at 27 points already, in addition to the bonus points that they earned from the group stage. So, I mean, they're more than halfway to that 50-point threshold already, which is insane. I mean, behind them, you got Pure Gamer Gunk at 22 points, Copian Fiends at 21, Final Countdown at 20, and Roller Coaster at 19. So these guys, right off the rip, are already on their way towards that 50-point threshold. And, I mean, you never know, this might be over quick. I really hope it isn't, but you never know at this rate.
Hey, I mean, 3-game finals would be absolutely insane, especially with the ALGS match format that we are playing with. And it looks like there's going to be some contesting in Shipfall once again, maybe even Antenna as well. The Crypto, Gibby, and Valk are coming out once again, and it looks like they might coexist here at Shipfall and get a little bit of loot at first. We do see the Wingman and the Peacekeeper coming out for Adored. That is a great combo. Or maybe not so much a great combo, but it's 2 great weapons right now, especially with the Wingman using that sniper ammo as well. It hits very hard, especially if you're able to get that Skull Piercer with it, which is no longer in the crafter, I think. I think it's swapped midday.
Yep, it's out.
Moving a little bit differently. Yeah, we've got the double tap and the sniper stock in there, both, or the level 3 sniper stock. And I don't know about you, but I don't like the double tap that much unless it might be on the EVA 8. But meanwhile, we move over to Command Station, and there is already a contested fight happening here. Copian Fiends, nice cracks coming out with the 30-30 repeater, already looted and suited. It's got the purple bag and the 3x on it. That's what you like to see.
Yep, Animazer definitely got all the loot, it looks like, off the rip. As you can see, this engagement is beginning to come through. That's going to be a nice crack from Zag, as he's going to see Sebasti as well. Going to put some shots in. He's going to flesh him up as well. So you can see this fight is going down. It's going to be Copian Fiends and Team Players, the 2 teams that were dropping Command Center. Apparently didn't want to coexist because they are going at it hard, and Team Players is now in a world of trouble. They're down 2 players, and I mean, Dilemma might be trying to just get out, or he's going to be trying to go back in. He's just trying to run away, honestly, at this point. He wants nothing to do with this. And he might actually walk straight by some of these guys, as Copian Fiends will spot one. They are now taking fire from elsewhere on the map. As you can see, a third party's going to be coming in. That's going to be Narps. coming in to take care of this in the third party. And, well, we'll see if they pick up any KP off of this, because right now the 2 down players belong to, well, not team players. Who else was in there?
Yeah.
I was just talking about them. Copium Fiends.
Hey, no worries. I mean, a lot of these team names are a mouthful. I'll give you that much. And I'll make the same mistakes. Don't worry. You're looking great out there. And so are some of these teams. I mean, everyone's still up. Team-wise, at least. There were a couple knocks that happened there. 3 teams fighting now. But the big problem between those 3 teams is, 1, they're not inside the zone. So, you know, even if they win, they've got to make a mad dash for it. And 2, there's a lot of them with not much ammo to their name. And speaking of not much ammo, we've got the wingman with nothing in it. Tries to reload and see you later. The Crypto was the last man standing for their team. And no longer, as Shipfall now belongs to 1 team and 1 team only. But we swap back to Command Center and going up the very long zip line is 1 team as they're trying to run away. And there was a kill. Looks like Seba City was the one who went down. And getting looted for the time being, but still 19 squads remain. Only the 1 team at Shipfall is the one that went down. Not a lot of teams making their way towards the zone either, and look at this. Numb-T trying to get into the zone with the Valkyrie ult. They're getting hit by another team, and well, they lost their Newcastle, so that's not good.
Yep, that was S9, I'm pretty sure, that put in the shots. They should have picked up that 1 KP, so they're going to get 1 guaranteed point. One thing to note as well is I think this is Willie Bones getting hunted down here by a squad behind them. I think that's TWS. That, well, I mean, G-Man's going to shoot the Prowler instead. I don't know if he saw the guy, but I'm assuming he should have. But something to note is that PPG, the team that did end up going out, was in 2nd place right now. They were 22 points, and I don't think they got anything out of that. Here, let's check that quickly. Actually, yeah, 0 kills, so they're going to get nothing. So that 2nd place team, unfortunately not able to pick up any points in this game. They're going to have to wait till the next one. As, I mean, you got Brace the Sound here on the Newcastle is somehow still alive after being harassed by Prowlers, and the entire TWS roster is going to run away, get some heals down. He's going to probably pick up the shield as well. That's a pretty nice present to find in here. He's going to try to back out. And
they give away your position, they do damage to you, they get in the way, they body block shots onto the enemy sometimes. The Prowlers are one of the most difficult things to play around sometimes, unintentionally, but we do have a fight possibly going down at North Pad here as the Seer ultimate comes out, so they do see where this, I believe that is an Ashe they are chasing, and 1 PK shot, 2. They will get the knock onto the enemy Seer. Now it's just the 2 members left standing for them, and it's WAM, Willie Bones being the member getting taken out, and Horizon, the Ashe totally left. Like, the Ashe said, I want no part of this. They left. Horizon just sitting in the corner. Maybe no one knows.
I think that's a DC. I believe that's a DC. This is not a screen I normally see, so I'm assuming the player's DC'd, and that means Miguel69 is going to get out. And he's just going to play rat mode now. He's going to try to stay alive as long as possible, get some of those nice placement points that he can try and secure for his team as he tries to stay alive throughout this game. You're going to see Roller Coaster is going to spot these players. Eddie, I don't know if you're trying to hide here, but standing out in the middle of the ocean, not really the best hiding spot, in my opinion. I mean, maybe he thinks differently because apparently the other team has not seen him yet, so it's working. But
hey,
they are going to have to
the
work
LOS. I get what he's doing. I get what he's doing. He's kind of crouching. He's walking. He's got that giant boulder in front of him. As long as he line of sights the enemy, maybe they won't see him. Although the team on pad in North Pad might have seen him. But meanwhile, we swap over to SLG. Our current leaders here with 27 points. They've got no KP from the looks of it so far, as we are on the Sledgehammer's POV, but the G7 in the hand, as well as that 2 to 4 times on it. So they're getting some good shots onto the enemy team here, which happens to be, I believe, Simp Squad. They're just going to shield up and try and keep it moving. They don't want nothing to do with that, but they are going to have SLG on their back. And they're a ways away from the zone, it looks like.
No, I absolutely don't blame him whatsoever. And honestly, the interesting is that somehow Final Countdown has not found that other player. The DC player from WAM, that is his Recon on the horizon, is somehow still alive. unless he's completely glitched out. I don't exactly know what is going on there, and that's something that I have not really seen before. But that's a new one. In the meantime, you're going to see Sim Squad is going to be ulting in with the Valcult. We're going to see where the circle is going to pop, and it's actually going to be towards Down Beast. So Final Countdown did end up moving away from there. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not they end up taking something over in that direction. And they do finally find that Horizon just kind of stuck in the corner. So meanwhile, Fika Gaming Club is now going to be working their way into the cutoff here. So this choke point here is going to be approached by several teams, including below average damage from behind, who should be able to spot them. And this does mean there's going to be a lot of engagements coming in from North Pad, as here come the shots.
Yeah, the 301, 1 to 2 times, doing a little bit of damage, but a flesh! And that is a knock onto C Philly, and that could be what gets them going. That could be the gas pedal. Maybe they don't want to give up the high ground that they have on checkpoint. They are going to put some shots down onto another member. The Gibraltar ultimate is coming through. They will finish C Philly, as the rest of his team will back up. And now they're getting third party from the other side. And just as you mentioned, that choke point, well, they get funneled in between two teams. Final Countdown is right behind them on the respawn beacon as well. I don't know if they killed Hezrakin or maybe just let him fully disconnect. If they did, kudos to them, and I appreciate the, the respect and the honor in that. If they killed him, hey, you got to do what you got to do to win a Apex tournament, I guess.
Now you want your 1 point of KP, so I mean it counts for something there at the end. Roller Coaster is now going to be sneaking up on this one team in front of us. I do believe that's Copium Fiends. That's now going to absolutely take fire from Eddie on one side and the rest of the team on the other. So down goes Spore Frog. He's going to go down. Randomizer's going to have to throw out that ultimate, try to get away. The problem is Final Countdown standing on their other side. So they're going to eat a lot of gas damage here from Zag, and it does look like Spore Frog's going to be left to his death. But here comes Final Countdown now on the other side of that. This is going to be a 3-team fight as they are looking for one side. Dilemma's somewhere in the back. They do end up spotting him on the car as he's just trying to drive away. And then they realize now, oh, maybe we have bigger problems here. As there you go, Final Countdown now going to start taking shots. And none of these guys, well, they are barely in the circle here. As you can see, I mean, there's a few solos actually. Thunderstock, Miguel, Dilemma all playing solo on the outside. So I guess that's why not all the squads have fallen. There's only one dropped, and that was PPG. Everyone else still has one life remaining on the board right now, and they're just all vying for that KP.
Yeah, about 20 seconds left too, and then we're going to see another ring, which, by the way, Miguel and Thundershock are very close to, so they can continue to rat without having to make any major rotations or positional changes. And that is Numpty going down, so we finally see another team going down. I believe that was KFC with the kills there, and that was Horizon Kate. I stole your pants on the Octane once again, and the Octane is still an interesting pick to me. I still think Mad Maggie, if you're going to try and close the gap and create or minimize space and just be that aggressive team with the Bangalore alongside a Horizon, the Mad Maggie to me just opens up those possibilities a little bit more, has a better tactical and passive that can help the rest of your team as well. But if they're more comfortable with the Octane, then by all means, let it ride out. Another team is able to get one member down. Mr. Bull Dops is the one who takes out Cowsey with the charge rifle, both knock and finished. And that's a seer with that charge rifle, something you don't normally see as they play super aggressive, but the heartbeat comes out. They will spot out another team, and that is, I believe, KFC, who they're going to now get into an engagement with. A couple cracks come through, and the Octane was cracked. I Stole Your Pants was able to find one knock onto Like Water, and now Seer will go down. One member standing for Pex Flex. They have the upper hand, and now that has been stolen away from them. Like Water has been finished off. TWS hitting the gas pedal as well, as they are now trigger discipline. Maybe they're waiting for their team to shoot alongside them so they can get that knock, and the third party might come from them.
Yeah, it was, I mean, poor Like Water there. I mean, his teammate is like, there's somebody in this direction. Like Water goes, okay, I'm going to go check it out. Peeks up over the top of the rock into 3 players, and it was not long for this world as he immediately goes down. They're going to lose 2. So there's, I think, 4 different solos operating right now in this game. So players across the board are just, I mean, dropping. I mean, you got Dilemma 1, Miguel 1, Axel and Brace are going to be a 2. And then Cosby's down as well. So, I mean, a few squads have been eliminated as Numty, Copium, and Pure Gamer Gunk are all down right now. 17 squads to go, though, as we're entering towards the next circle. And there is a lot of arrows on the map and a lot of arrows beginning to come together. As you can see, this fight as well going on. All right. I got baited again. Not a fight. It's Prowlers.
Well,
Keep doing this to me. I hate this.
Fighting. They're just not fighting players. But speaking of players about to be in a fight, that is Final Countdown. They are sitting on top of Down Beast. They have the beacon scan as well, so they know where they need to be and when they need to be there. As the ring is starting to close, they do have some time, and they're just kind of scouting out, seeing where all the other teams are going to start to be. And this is looking a lot more like a finals match here, as we are about to be in ring number 4 with 17 teams still on the board. Good KP in the hands of GAKFC. They were able to get I Stole Pants back up, and now they're full health, full shields, and they're on the move once again. G7 and the Vault for Kid Ryu, they're getting fired upon, and I believe that
was TWS.
Fleck is still alive.
Yeah, he's somehow still here, and it looks like TWS is going to take the route out. They're going to just bubble and Valcult out of this. They're going to take a considerable amount of damage, but look at all the players around them. That's at least 3 teams worth of players as they're going to try to evacuate and get in towards this choke point, but I don't know if they're going to be given the opportunity. Hyped is incredibly low right now and is somehow going to stay alive. As you can see, the players on the back, I mean, it's now going to be Indy and Fakeazy from Otter and Pups. S9 in the meantime was eliminated as well, so they're going to go down. As you can see, the chase is on. Final Countdown has come down from on top of the roof. They're going to drop one. Fakeazy goes down. They're looking now towards Indy, as Indy's going to be the last alive, just kind of running around in a circle. He's not going to be very long for the world. Down he goes. Otter and Pups will be eliminated. And here, I mean, there's just fights breaking out all across the map now, as you can see. There's another one up in the top right corner. It's going to be BPKG and Roller Coaster. Team X66 also eliminated. So another team that made it pretty far in the last game is going to go down pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just getting a little too trigger happy. Maybe the positioning is their problem, or maybe they're just too slow to rotate, because when you pull up the map, you can see there's maybe 1 or 2 teams. Actually, there's just one team that's sitting in the current zone. That's Final Countdown. And they, of course, probably have that beacon scan once again, so they know where they need to be afterwards as well. I mean, you've got Dilemma and Miguel kind of just chilling still. Pexflex with Gnome Guy being that lone solo, still waiting it out. Not a lot of teams are opting to play inside the zone. Maybe it's because Storm Point is that aggressive map. It's all downhill. I mean, you just kind of loot and hit that gas pedal. Or maybe it's because a lot of the teams are playing compositions where they want to play on the edge. They want to play for that KP, whatever it may be. But GAKFC with the Bangalore smokes and the fast movement of Octane are trying to get out of dodge. And again, when they're getting shot at, that passive coming in from Bangalore allows her to be just a little bit faster on foot as well. So they can move pretty fast in that open area. Speaking of open area, Final Countdown is able to put some damage onto everyone trying to rotate late into that zone. They've got heartbeats, and they know that there are some teams behind them as well. Team Players was eliminated as Miguel, the solo sitting on top, is able to eliminate Dilemma.
Yeah, that was a 1v1 basically. It was Dilemma versus Miguel for the placement points basically, and Miguel's going to come out on top with the R99. In the meantime, we lost BPKG as well, and WAM is also going to go down. As you can see, fights are now definitely breaking out. Sim Squad here is going to be a 1v1. Fika is also going to get dropped. As you can see, this is TWS here now involved. Hype might be the last one standing, I believe. Hype is going to drop 2, and they're looking for the 3rd, and Hype is trying to get ammo. It looks like he's not going to do so successfully. He's going to go down. So that's TWS exiting the field in 9th. So that was a little bit close for comfort probably from the side of Sim Squad, as one of the players does end up fully going down. In the meantime, below average damage is now in an engagement. They're getting jumped on top of, it looks like, as players are dropping right on their face, and well, that was a ill, I don't know if you could say ill-fated push, but GAKFC went in and didn't touch anybody and went down. So that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that fight with TWS, they had the upper hand. They had 2 knocks. They had the last member, Seer, just flesh, no shields, and about half HP as well, but they just couldn't finish that fight in the way that they wanted. They were able to get both their members back up, and Roller Coaster is back at it. Now, on the other side, though, GA KFC, yeah, a little ill-advised fight. Maybe they were just getting a little too happy, but they were also not the victors of their fight when they had the upper hand. And you know, both those teams, they were involved in a lot of fights. They had a lot of damage. They got a lot of shooting going off, but not much KP in both games to their names. Grenades flying through as they were able to get rid of that door. Here comes Newt as the Horizon ult will pull them in. A lot of damage goes out, but the dome is there from Gibraltar, and now it's their turn to push onto the aggressors and be just that themselves. They will get one knock. They will finish that off as well. Faith Bloom goes down, and SLG, your current leaders, are eliminated with 6 squads left. They will get 7th place here in game number 2. More cracks coming through. Eddie Jr. 85 on the bout will do some damage.
Won't be enough. I mean, all those players are so low on the other side, but it doesn't matter. He's now going to be the last one alive, and this should give them the opportunity to reset. He's going to get a knock there on towards 1. Is not able to finish off on a soft plushie, who's incredibly low as well. And as the teammate is going to end up dropping down, the shots are raining in, and final countdown's actually going to go down. So the shots are going to come through. Eddie's going to pick up the KP for that one. He's got 4 kills, so a fair amount. And I mean, while this is all going down, Narps with that Newcastle has set up their basically cover on an area that normally would not be really defendable, and they're in a really nice spot. The only unfortunate part will be that when the circle starts closing, they're the first ones to feel it.
Yeah, it looks like the all-console team in Narps have a great position. High ground has been secured. The Newcastle wall, like you said, providing them that very much needed cover. And yeah, Logi Bear playing the Newcastle. I think that's the team captain too. They swapped their drop spot a few times, so it looks like it doesn't really matter where they drop. They're able to get into the zone and play for late game. 4 kills to the name of Zuling Sean here, the Valkyrie for the side of Sim Squad. 2 members still standing for them.
Yeah,
they look to try and get some damage.
Yeah, this game at this point is essentially going to be below average damage versus the side of Narps, depending on how the duos and solos decide to play this. Because right now, oh, okay, there goes Eddie. So there goes one of the solos, and they're actually going to land right beside one of the other solos here, who's going to be Gnome Guy, who's going to get spotted out. He's going to have to try back away, and unfortunately, probably is not going to survive very long. Luku is going to spot him. Down he goes. This is going to be Narps. Below average damage is the full squad, and then you have Sim Squad, which is 2 red shields. Still a pretty good amount of resources to work with. I mean, you look at Zuling down 5 batteries just sitting in the inventory ready to be used. But I mean, we'll see if they get an opportunity to use any of them. This below average damage and Narps are 2 full squads, and this is where the standoff begins, because no one wants to take that fight initially and invite the third party in. So we're going to see how this ends up going, but right now it doesn't look like Sim Squad is in too great a shape with their shields already being knocked down. They will get them back up, but 5 enemies all in range, and here we go.
Zone is starting to close very slowly. No team available. Nice shots coming out from Guru 69, and now it is just a collage of damage on the other side of that wall. Sim Squad gets eliminated, and the champion is the team that was ready to go at the beginning. They had to drop down with the zone on their back, but it did not matter. They still had great positioning, great crossfires, and the teamwork. The all-console team, Narps, take game number 2.
Yep, that was actually massive, and I mean, that was exactly the situation that I think if you were the side of below average gamer, you wanted to avoid. You didn't want to get into a full-out brawl with the duo, because leaves the spot open for the team of 3 to come in and clean it up, and that's exactly what happened. You had Narps. And welcome back, folks. We're back for map number 3. It's going to be World's Edge this time. We are going to be underway. The scores did change a little bit, and the placing is currently in a little bit different, as Roller Coaster did overtake SLG with their placement up to 34 points, but no one is at the threshold yet, so we still got plenty of time to go as we're all going to be dropping in place. I don't think there's too many contests as of right now, as actually it looks like X66 and Wham are going to be going at it inside of Tree. It looks like that's going to be 1 knock though, so X66 is going to lose cash as Can Beans is now going to be coming in trying to get there. As you can see, the Q is going to be there from Horizon. Now, actually just like cut off that point. That's going to be a nice one clip though onto the Seer. He's going to start putting in additional shots. So fights are going to be going down here every which way. That's going to be a nice crack as well on towards the Horizon. So we're going to see if they end up to finish this one off. That's going to be a nice quick scope out of the Sentinel. And actually he's going to get down. And there you go. WAM is going to end up dropping though at the end. So X66 with MVP Lifeline, definitely the MVP of that one as he ends up coming out on top, and they are able to take that. So the contest is won, and that is going to be that for that one. As we have another contest going on here as Pexflex is currently engaged in a fight as well, as they're going to find a knock there. It's going to be Willie Bones, as it's going to be Axel, last one alive, trying to just get out and stay alive here.
Yeah, I mean, the tree does not have such great loot. I don't know why there was a contest there. Maybe someone just had a little bit of miscommunication. They ended up falling and dropping there. But the contest here on Survey Camp is something interesting as well, because, I mean, in the channel with the drop locations, there's a team that's claiming Epicenter and Survey, so they chose to take that contested fight at Survey rather than just dropping on the Epicenter. Willie Bones, though, once again losing Newcastle, and their Seer goes down as well, and more shots are coming through from the side of TWS, who are winning this fight, and it looks like a third party might be trying to come through. So maybe a team that went either to Climatizer is coming over after hearing those gunshots initially, or maybe they went into Epicenter to begin with. It is GAKFC who is the team that is trying to third party, already with some good loot in their hands as well. Bulldogs and Gnome Guy said, we got to get out of here. We lost one member. They were able to get the pickup on that down Seer, it looks like.
Yep, they're able to pick up the one. I mean, there's 4 squads currently in this area. It does look like Bulldogs and Co. are going to evacuate out the backside. Skyhook, those guys are still kind of being a little bit polite over there, you could say, as TWS is going to start backing down. They are running low here on ammunition, and that means they're probably just going to bug out, try and back away and stay alive here as they want to get back towards the point. I mean, they were in Climatizer, and honestly, they probably should have been more kitted out than this after having entirety of Climatizer to themselves, but they might have just made that early move, and this might be a problem for Pexflex as they're on this rotation here. Gnome is going to walk right by the opening here, and he's, well, I mean, I think he's paused and he might have heard something here, so he knows that the players are here in front of him, and I need to turn on the X-ray because that would actually tell us where these guys are. As you can see them all across the map right now, and here we go. This is a 3-team pincer now, basically coming in on towards TWS, Pexflex, and GAKFC all coming together in this one tunnel.
Yeah, the problem with Pexflex is that they landed Survey, got contested, lost one member, and the circle is pulling their way in this northern part of the map. So they are very, very poverty looted, I would say, right now. If you saw the next zone is where that's going to be. They still do not have such good loot. They're getting contested every time they try to do it. The Horizon ult as well as the Watson pylon come out. Brave gets pulled into it. The Horizon goes down. G-Man falling super low on shields. Hype is the one putting in the most damage, and now the shields are starting to regen. They do knock one. They try and finish that off, and they will get it done.
Now there you go. GAKFC is going to go down. In the meantime, there is additional third parties here. You got Narps coming in, the controller guys, and our victors from the last match. We're also entering here. You can see the side of Dilemma's team as well. Finally, it's not just Dilemma. Team Players is also coming in. So there's about 5-6 squads walking through this one tunnel in a short, very short time frame. So a lot of these guys looking for I mean, they're hearing the gunshots, they're attracted into this direction, and now they're looking to see if there's anyone around for them to kind of hunt down. Won't be anybody home for the time being, as everyone's kind of reset. You do see, though, this fight might be breaking out here because TWS only has 2 players. They're respawning, and hello, Hyped. Not what you want to see if you're Hyped, as he's going to end up going down, and their teammate now is going to end up bouncing right off the top. Zaffi is just going to have to book it here as, oh, that's yeah, that is an enemy, and Zaffi is, unfortunately, has no Q, is going to go down. G-Man going to be the last one alive as he's going to get out. But, I mean, there's just a ton of fighting going on across the map in this one area, and finally it's going to get cleared out. Team Players is going to say thank you. We finally got it, and it does look like Narps is going to be up here over towards the top corner of that map. And we're going to see how these rotations are going to work out as the rest of the teams have to start entering the circles and heading towards the, epicenter is a final circle. This is going to be kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, Nards played that as well as they could have. They did what no other team in that entire area did. That was Valk called out of there. Everyone was kind of just rotating on foot, even if they had a Valk on their team, going through the tunnel, getting in trouble. But meanwhile, there is a fight happening between Frag East and Frag West for the time being, and another team is looking to get in on the action. 3 teams all lined up amongst each other. One of those teams is the team that landed all the way at Tree, so they have rotated a long way very quickly already. They've got some KP to their name as well, and they've got some nice shields as well from that early fight that they took. And now everyone looking to go towards the streamer building. Multiple floors, multiple fights could go down. They are not in the zone. They're going to have to make it all the way to the top of Fragment West. And it looks like one team is rotating. They want nothing to do with that fight. But Roller Coaster says, we're going to take streamer building, and we're going to see if anyone contests us here. We'll late rotate, no problem. They have the Seer, the Watson, the Valkyrie. They have that Valk all available as well for the redeployment. On the roof is Otter and Buff. That looks like it's going to be the team contesting them this entire time.
Yep, and something to note is that Pure Gamer Gunk went down again, so one of the top teams coming out of Group 2 has not had a good run in games 2 and 3, as they're going to exit again with no placement points and potentially no kills as well, as they got into the fight with SLG. As you look at right now it's going to be Otter and Pups just kind of cohabiting this building with the side, or actually it looks like Roller Coaster is going to make their exit on the other side. You're going to have Sim Squad now in a fight with BPKG flying overhead. As I do believe, yeah, they're just going to get out. They were taking the shots of those players passing overhead. S9 is going to be sitting on the edge of the circle waiting in for this to come through. And now you got Narps up against Team Players, as Team Players is going to be entering, and they're going to chuck out the ult. That's going to be a lot of pain possibly coming in, as they're going to get the ults off from Seer as well. Shots coming through, and unfortunately for the side of Narps, it's not looking too hot. They're going to get the ult off. They left somebody behind.
I said, I am sorry. Saving Private Ryan might be their next mission, because they left someone behind, and I think they ended up going down. Lumdum just took out Loot Goblin, or
well, that was Logie Bear, our captain, unfortunately going down. So Narps is going to be out without... Actually, Luke... Oh, you're right. Luke Guru did get shot out of the air as well. So he's... I wonder if they're going to notice him up here.
Well, they know that they knocked him, so eventually... Oh, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, there he goes. Narps is going to be down a couple. On the other side, we got BBKG and Copian Fiends going at it here. As you can see, one's going to be on the door. Copian Fiends is going to be down their Newcastle. The Wraith and Valkyrie are the 2 players up, both standing on this door, it looks like. I mean, they might even want to go for this res, depending. Oh, no, not anymore. There goes the door. And there comes the entire team of Copian Fiends as they blow right through. Far on basis is going to be the last one left. The captain up on the roof is going to get spotted, and is, I mean, probably not going to be around for too much longer, as he's going to eat a ton of damage. I mean, maybe this is a strategy. You're going to start using up your batteries so that the other team can't use them afterwards.
Yeah, use all your loot so they can't get it. If they're going to kill you, toss it off the side of the map. That you just need to play on PUBG. You throw all your loot in the water, and then they got to go swimming.
Yeah, but this is... Sorry, go ahead.
No water here.
Nope, absolutely not. I mean, Bagmunch is going to be out there. Team Players is now going to be coming in. Axel, I think, is the last one left from his roster as well, so there's going to be a few solos currently in this game. Eddie Jr. and co are going to be taking some shots in at the rotating S9 Gaming, who are coming in from the outside. I can see Bear actually still has white armor, so they have not been able to be too successful in that department. Narps is finally getting eliminated as Bagmunch does get hunted down. Players is going to close off that squad. They will finish that one up and take that clean wipe. 15 squads to go as we're heading towards the 3rd circle, as Circle 2 is closing here. And you can see these rotations are underway, and yeah, Eddie's going to spot these players going across. S9 is just going for the sprint. They're doing the 100-yard dash across Fragment. How fast can you get there? And the answer is pretty fast, actually, as they get all the way over there and are able to successfully make it. On the other side, you can have Sim Squad set up inside. MUNT also in a separate building beside them, as you can see more players walking in. So Copian Fiends is incoming. This next circle is going up towards the top. There is no cover up there.
where Newcastle comes into play. I mean, the teams that are utilizing that character or that legend in their compositions could get a head start on trying to set up and see where they want to be towards that end game. But for the time being, still a lot of teams playing on the outside. We still have a couple of Gibraltars playing the edge of this zone as well for the friends. But the Valkyrie will come through. The redeploy coming as well. We have the Newcastle Watson coming out for Numpty as well, as they are set up inside the building here in survey camp. They will be in the next zone as well, so they can kind of just relax for a little bit. We know where that next zone will be already. Epicenter is going to have to make some rotations as well. And speaking of rotations, getting caught out is somebody from the side of FICA Gaming Club, who are in 14th place for the time being, so maybe some KP is what they are looking to gather here.
Let's go here.
Yeah, Pexflex is going to be underneath here. This is going to be Climatizer, and there's going to be a team right on top of them. I don't think they want to have to deal with any of those right now. And as actually, that's not going to be the case. Duncan Deadwith is going to drop one. I think this is final countdown. Coping Fiends is going to go down. So Animazer as well as Zag both end up dropping. Spore Frog as well as Voster is going to eat a shot in the back, as they're all going to try to duck into this corner here. As you can see, Players is going to be on the outside. Pexflex is inside this room. And Final Countdown is running a seer. They should be aware that there is a team in this building with them. Meanwhile, SLG is in a fight with Otter and Pups. And this is just going to be an exchange right now of a fair amount of pleasantries. I don't think either team is really going to commit to the full charge. But I mean, it's also SLG, so you never know.
Yeah, I mean, SLG, game one, they went insane. Game two, they had a very early exit, so maybe they're playing a little bit more passively here. Maybe wait until the end game to see if they can grab some KP or just steal some kills, get a good couple third-party opportunities. Meanwhile, in Epicenter, a lot of thermites, a lot of gas coming through, a lot of damage for the side of Team X66. They had an early exit last game as well. Nice shots. They will take down one member. An MVP Lifeline all alone now as both of their teammates go down. They did get one knock onto the enemy Gibraltar, so they won't have the dome available. And now just getting out of dodge is Lifeline. See you later. I'm so sorry, teammates. It's time to rat. I got 3 KP, though.
Yep, I mean, he got some of the points, and now you just want to turn it into something a little more. And actually, well, not going to happen. There goes MVP Lifeline. He's going to get shut down. That's going to be Fika picking up those points. So they're going to get that kill on the board. A whole 24 damage from one of the players. Got a good amount of damage. There you go. Final Countdown now is down a soft plushie and is now dealing with the incoming players as the shots are coming out. And that's going to be a second one dropped. It's all going to be down onto Crayburn with the PK, and is not going to make it. That's going to be, well, Final Countdown and Willie Bones both dropping out. Roller Coaster now coming in for the cleanup. You can see Eddie looking for this to see if he can pick up one onto the retreating team players. As he's going to be walking his way forward. They're going to get spotted, though, by Sebasti up on top. And Eddie is going to lose most of his HP there as he tries to back away. Will successfully do so, is going to get back inside. And Sebasti providing some really solid cover for the teammates, as we're now down to 10 squads, and look where that circle is finishing.
The closer we get to the end of this game, the closer we get to a team that could possibly have match point. That's Roller Coaster. They are the leaders coming into this game with 34 points, and they've got some nice KP. They're the ones who just took out Final Countdown there in that train boxcar as well. And now the rotation's coming through from FICA Gaming. They only had 1 kill coming into this game, but as we saw a little bit earlier, moments ago, they were able to third party and get MVP Lifeline, even though, like you said, when you chuckled, 24 damage was all it took. But still, that counts as 1 complete kill for them. And now just S9, only 2 members. And the bad part is that the Gibraltar and the Caustic are still alive. And you might say on paper that sounds good, but they lost their recon. They can't get the beacon scan. They're going to have to try and find somewhere to hunker down with that Caustic. The Gibby can provide them the space and the safety in the wide open for a small period of time, but they're kind of just running through it. SLT sitting on top of the bridge, putting some pop shots into someone on top of the building. As we take a look at the zone pulling through in that northeast side of what we have left in our play area. Nobody sitting inside of that zone.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely not the most ideal location, but here we go. Roller Coaster is now going to be an engagement here, and it does look like it's going definitely in their favor. As you can see, the players are going to be down. Down goes Duncan Deadwith. It's going to be below average damage inside of the Gibby ult. They're going to throw that one down. but they are super low. Their players have to back away. Luca trying to just get this battery off and try to retreat, but it doesn't look like they might be given that opportunity. As you can see, Fallen and Co are charging forward. They want this KP. They're getting shot in the back too, actually, as Fallen's going to pick up one. There's going to be below average damage dropping out, and now he's going to be stunned up in the gas here, trying to just get away. Eddie's going to pick up like water as well. Down goes another one. So here comes Pexflix from up top, trying to just look down. Fika Gaming as well are getting involved with Roller Coaster. Sim Squad gets eliminated as well. SLG picks that one up as the shots are just raining through. I mean, Fika, no one's looking at them right now. SLG's, or excuse me, Roller Coaster's just kind of looking in the other direction.
Yeah, Fika Gaming somehow has just gone invisible and pretty much untouched until just now. The Caustic gets a little too comfortable with that aggressive push in the fact that no one was looking at them, but as soon as they went for that, they got looked at, they got taken down. Roller Coaster are full health and back up once again, and they're cracking shields and trying to get some knocks. Up top is Fallen. They will finish that one. The KP comes through, no shield swap available. Maybe going back up, trying to get it this time. They do have a Volt in their hand, still no shield swap, trying to get the heal to come through though. SLG is now in a fight underneath the house here at the top end of the bridge. S9 Gaming was eliminated. We've had so many teams eliminated in the past 30 seconds because of how much damage is coming through from everyone. On top, though, is SLG, and they are looking to finish off another squad. 5 teams remaining.
Yep, it's gonna be MUT underneath, and I just want to check the stats quickly right now to look at Roller Coaster with 7 kills as of right now. And if they finish, I think it's top 2, they will move to match point. I do believe, or possibly 3rd as well. I'm trying to remember the exact math. I think 3rd will bring them up just short, so that if they finish top 2 with their current kill numbers, they will hit match point. They will be eligible for a tournament win after this. As you can see, Otter and Co are coming in as Numpty is getting absolutely decimated inside of here. They're going to pick up one from the back. Otter and Pups are going to go down, but they might not make it out alive after that. They are not going to. That's going to be SLG there for the cleanup. So we're now down to our top 3. And it is actually team players, Roller Coaster, and SLG. As you can see, the circle is now going to start popping in. And here comes SLG on towards Roller Coaster. They're going to get most of one. That's going to be a knock onto Bananarama. Fallen's going to be the next one up. They're going to do a considerable amount of damage, but Jin Mori is going to be full health here. And you can see, I mean, everyone from SLG is super low, but that's going to be Roller Coaster shot in the back instead. SLG now has to contest with the advancing team players, and they're not in a great shape to do so.
Now that Horizon ultimate comes out, the grenades as well. Dilemma is in a dilemma as they have no more shields, and the PK shots are coming through. 1 shot, 2 shot. 3rd one wasn't able to connect. Another knock on the Face Bloom. Love Dump goes down, and that's it. Team players are your champion here in game number 3, but with SLG getting 2nd place and Roller Coasters in 3rd. 41 points from the KP alone. They could be on match point. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we're going to see where the points end up tallying up. I do believe that should push SLG into match point. And Roller Coaster, depending on their kill numbers, may have also advanced. I'm not 100% sure on that yet.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, we are back with with map number 4, and it is a mess right out of the gate. It's going to be Team X66 in this early engagement, and you can see, well, Can Beans is going to go down. They're trying to deal with the second player here as the Mealies are coming through, as they're just swinging at each other, it looks like. And that's going to be WAM on the receiving end, as Miguel is going to just try and get out, I believe, with no ammo in the wingman, probably no ammo in the scout. Is going to run for the hills and is going to survive. So the tree contest, once again, that is a fight that's happening every single time on the other end. We do have the survey camp contest, as well as GAKFC is coming in towards Pexflix, and that was a Rampart.
X66 and WAM going for that contest on tree once again. And I mean, yeah, we saw Rampart, and I want to see what Kid Ryu can do with this, because I love Rampart, and I'm so upset that she actually doesn't get played competitively. I can understand why. I don't think it would be healthy if she was very good, but I like this pick coming through for her. The wall goes up, and the damage might be coming through in heavy bunches. Remember, Kid Ryu is the one who was playing that Bangalore early, so maybe they just like playing the off-meta things, trying to do something different and throw your team a little bit of a bone, considering the enemy might not be prepared for what you're bringing. Although Pexflex, they're staying away and they're staying hidden. They do pop the Seer ult, so the dome will go up and they will have vision if a push comes in.
If you can see, the movement is gonna be there. They do look like they might be backing off of this one here. As you can see, well, Pexflex is trying to get those shots in. GAKFC not the most looted, I want to say, based on what I'm seeing across the board. They have some, well, decent amount of ammo actually, and some alright equips with the white armor. Not the most ideal. They're gonna back out of this actually, and they're gonna leave. The circle is beginning to close in. We're going to check where this one's going, and it is going to be almost exactly like the last one. We're going north. We're going north of Epicenter up towards Climatizer. There's going to be a few teams that are very happy about that, and a few teams that are going to be looking at a marathon as they run across the map. Big Mod and Lava City. These two squads, Pure Gamer Gunk and Final Countdown. And actually, S9 has been eliminated.
Well, that's no bueno as S9 takes an early exit. They were pretty high there in the standings. I think they did take a little bit of a dip from an early exit last game as well. 10th place coming into this one, actually. And still no one is on match point just yet. Of course, we have two teams that are very close to it, but we are promised a game number 5. We are going to have a short day. But Otter and Pups, they're running the Revenant in the Mad Maggie, so it's good to see that they want to get very aggressive. They've got the Octane paired with the Mad Maggie. They can close that gap double quick as you would normally see with just an Octane or just a Maggie coming through. And then, of course, Cowsy on that Revenant will provide them that second chance opportunity in that push. They can get very aggressive with that competition. But they've got the Storm on their back, and they've got a team kind of just sitting in Big Mod, waiting for them to push through. The Seer Q comes through from one team, and it looks like there is two teams in Big Mod, or maybe contesting each other. Pure Gamer Gunk is in the bottom. They have Final Countdown above them, and this could get very ugly very quickly here, as both teams are going to try and make the mad dash for that circle.
Yep, I mean, you're going to see one team that is going to be Pure Gamer Gunk does have the Valkyrie. They both do have Valkyrie. It's going to be a kind of just a game of chicken now, is who's going to leave first, because whoever leaves first is probably going to be a sitting duck target for the team that is not leaving. But both teams are just kind of waiting this one out, and we're going to see whether or not they end up trying to go for that. And I mean, we were mentioning, like when we were off stream, Cosby and Co needed to start picking up some kills, and they did exactly that, picking up 3 onto S9 super early. And you can see shots are finally going to go down, it looks like, as some are going to come out, as it does look like PGG did end up coming out onto the top. They are going to try to take this fight here in the circle. And both teams now kind of just, they got to manage their health well here, as the Dord is going to pick up a crack there. Looking to throw out the Arcstar, looking to make that one land. Not sure if it did successfully. Oh, there's a nice crack, though. That did end up landing. And that is going to be another crack going down. That's going to be 2 cracks. They're just standing there trying to heal up, as here comes Pure Gamer Gunk running their way through. There goes Final Countdown. They are going to be eliminated early. So the 4th place team right now is going to go down early. Adored will drop to the Storm. But that's going to be them working it out, turns out. And on the other side, you're going to have Narps going out as well. So our console squad does end up dropping team players now in an engagement with Pexflex, who's lost one already. The Caustic, like water, has dropped. So a lot of engagements going on across the map. I'm going to see if they can try and get out. Gnome Guy barely going to survive. Going to get into this corner, pop the Phoenix kit. You can see team players is moving up, and they want this. They know that they have this one.
Yeah, did have to get a couple reloads in as well. The EVA 8 is going nuts on the edge of the zone, and Dilemma is able to finish that off for the rest of his squad. Nice KP being earned there. A lot of teams on the southern side of this zone for the current time. But guess who's still alive? It's Otter and Pups. They made their way all the way to Fragment East as they were coming through from Lava City, it looked like, or possibly Dome. And while the fight happened on Big Mod inside the zone, they were able to just skate on by. Fallen though, for Road Coaster has fallen, and nothing can be done about it. Mad Maggie Ultimate was inside. They're zooming around. They've got Watson fences set up as well. Now the Revenant ult, as well as the rest of the teams coming through, and that is exactly what Mad Maggie brings to the table. That tactical ability, able to not get shut down by the Watson pylon. They are drilling through, and Roller Coaster is eliminated. And the aggression from the Revenant ult, paired with the Mad Maggie, gives them the upper hand in that fight.
And that is actually massive because Roller Coaster does not reach match point. They only get 1 point for placements and they have no kills. They go to 49 points as a result of that. So Otter and Pups actually just completely decimated the chances here of Roller Coaster getting to match point, so they don't meet the threshold. It's now basically going to be SLG. If they survive long enough to pick up 3 points, which they may have already for all we know, as we're going to hop on board with them, see what they have. SLG, currently no kills, but if they survive long enough to get 3 points, they will hit the match threshold. They will have 1 game of basically just extra space for themselves to be able to get a chance at that without having to worry about anyone else being on the edge and being able to take that victory away from them. So that is absolutely huge. The fact that Roller Coaster exits early is a big blow.
Yeah, and I really like this aggressive comp coming out from Otter and Pups. We saw them get some nice KP there. They've had no KP through the first 3 games, so I think they just said, F it, let's kind of just go with what we like to play, something fun, something aggressive, get inside, get some action done. And speaking of action, the Newcastle getting trapped, the Newcastle getting knocked, another member goes down, and it's BPKG with Duckley crying and Chubbs still surviving. They also swapped up the comp as they are coming in with the Wraith. They actually have been playing the Wraith all day, excuse me. And now the shield swap comes through, Matt Mackey's walking, and they are getting third-partied, it looks like. As now Otter and Pups, they lose Cowsey, the Revenant, but Fakesy says, I'm coming through with the shotgun in their hand. Part of the passive, still surviving is the 2 other members, and they find another knock. Duckley crying is all alone, and now the mobile shield comes out. The pylon's still there as well. A little bit of crack coming through, but it's a 2v1, and finally BBKG goes down, and Otter and Pups, the aggression proves worthy for them once again.
And they have 8 kills on the board. They went from 0, having absolutely no kills at all in this entire finals, to having 8 in a single game. And there's still 12 squads on the board, so they're going crazy right now with this aggression. And it is actually incredible to watch. I mean, they really just decided, like you said, they probably just went, well, we're having enough problems as is. We might as well go for it. They are going nuts right now. And who else is going nuts? TWS is putting in all this damage in towards this other team. As, I mean, there's going to be, I believe that is Sim Squad here. Yeah, that was on the receiving end of most of those nades. And on the meantime, you can see the rotations are slowly coming through. There's a lot of... What are these guys doing all the way out here? There's people way out of the circle still coming through. I mean, I guess that's one way to get placement points. You just survive by running through the circle the whole time.
Yeah, and minimal damage will be done by players to you. But yeah, I mean, going back to what you were saying, yeah, they picked something that maybe is not meta, but at the end of the day, if you feel more comfortable on something like that, go ahead and play it. If that is where your comfortability lies, and you know, you play it a lot, you know how to play it very well, you're used to it, you have certain strats that you can kind of comfortably relax and sit back on, and that has proven to work out for them. More shots coming in from TWS. Sim Squad, by the way, coming into this game is in 3rd place, so maybe they can get match point if they have a blistering KP game and get some high placement. Roller Coaster's out, but SLG still in as well. But remember, Final Countdown had an early exit. That was your 4th place team as well, so they won't be able to inch a little bit closer here in game number 4. And now we're swapping over to Epicenter. We've got 2 teams there, one of them being team players as they are trying to run across this, and Lumdum goes down and gets taken out as well. And they lost their Valkyrie. It's just Dilemma surviving all by themselves. His Rakan will be the closest member to what looks to be a full squad of 3 members coming at them.
Yep, I mean, Pure Gamer, they're going to be working their way here, and this is going to be the squad. I mean, Cosby did end up getting dropped, so I don't know if there's going to be a respawn beacon at any point where they can revive him in time. But unfortunately, doesn't look like. I mean, they might be able to get to a couple, and meanwhile, there's still this entire massive engagement going on the other side. You're going to see where the teams end up doing. That's going to be a nice set of cracks, nice set of shots. But I mean, TWS just kind of hold up right now, trying to make the most of what they got for the time being.
Phoenix Kid coming out for G-Man. They're still kind of just set up inside this house. They're looking good. They know that the next zone will not be in their favor, but for the time being, they are okay. No more shields left on the pylon, but it can still block any projectiles that come through. Meanwhile, on the other side, there's another team set up with Watson. That's the team they've been trading close with for the time being, and now shots are coming down from the top of the mountain out in the open. They do have the seer with G-Man, so they do see the heartbeats and have an idea of where people are coming from. They're now going to climb on top, see if they can get some pop shots onto someone. Spitfire, Peacekeeper in the hands of Aclemia, the Watson player here for the side of Sim Squad. They are on the other side, so we have Sim Squad across from TWS now. We do see some other teams setting up in the other building as well, so all three buildings in... three of the four buildings inside of Survey Camp have been occupied.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, most of these buildings are not in the circle either, it turns out, as it's now going to be SLG turning their attention more towards that fight down below. You can see Sim Squad is going to be down below here, and well, there's going to be another fight here. DAKFC just got landed on, it looks like, as Otter and Pups, I mean, they ended up reviving Cosby, but the rest of the team is going to drop, unfortunately. That will mean Cosby's going to be the last one alive, picking up all the loot he possibly can find from a dead person on the ground, and is now probably just going to try and book it and try and get out and stay alive. I mean, right now, trying to just get out of there. Might just take the jump tower and get back into the zone, see if he can stay alive long enough here. I mean, they're taking the shots. He's somehow still alive here and is going to successfully get out, I believe. And down he goes. So there you go. He's going to get out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people in the way, in the path that he's going towards. But for now, I think he's just going to pick a corner. He's going to rat in there for a while and pick up some points.
Not much help to his name while he was flying, but he did do exactly what he needed to do on that jump tower. Was able to just circle around. The hitbox gets a little crazy. It's a little harder to hit your shots on someone spinning in a circle on that jump tower, and that's what he's able to do. Good job by the Rev to get even more placement. They've got really good KP. Meanwhile, the Rampart comes down. Ryu, no help to their name. Brings down the minigun, and Sheila, look at the help to Kid Ryu's name. Eventually, they end up going down, but...
And we're back. It's map 5. We're back on to Storm Point for this match. One team did successfully get 2 match point in that last game. Unfortunately, we did end up crashing out with this error that keeps showing up, and I really don't know what the reason is for it. It has kicked us out of the game twice now. But SLG did make it to match point. They are match point eligible. Right behind them, you got Coping Fiends and Roller Coaster, both at 49 points. And then you have Sim Squad now at 43. Those are basically your front runners right now for the time being, as the teams are trying to get back into it. Unfortunately for them, they still got to go another match before they are capable of making it to match point. So SLG right now has 1 game of freedom, and we're going to see where it ends up going after that, as we'll hop on board with them. In the last game, we did have a win coming out of the side of Coping Fiends. 12 points of placement, 9 points in kills. They definitely got a lot out of that, so congratulations to them. They got all the way up to 49 points for the time being. As you can see, there is going to be a challenge here. It's going to be BPKG landing on top over here at Mill for the time being, and we're going to see how they end up splitting this with the contest. As you can see, Ducky Crying is going to go down pretty low, and they might just have to back up off of this challenge. As you can see, Fate and the rest of SLG are coming in hard.
BBKG, they really need this KP. They are struggling to stand it for the time being. And 2 members already going down, and that is the end of BBKG, as Trubs could not survive shortly after the teammates went down. And of course, look who it is winning that mill contest. It is, of course, none other than SLG, the Sledgehammer, Jin Mori, and Fate Bloom, picking up 3 easy KP to begin with. And now we swap over to where Shipfall is. And I think there is no contest this time around, as you see the 1 team in the buildings and the Crypto with the drone being able to scan Beacon, while the other team was in Shipfall before they even got to them.
Yep, I mean, that is this is going to be out just because essentially 3 teams have dropped out of the finals as of right now. We're down to 17 teams, so that does get rid of one of the contests that was going on towards Shipfall. That was WAT or WAM, forgot which one it was, but they were the ones contesting a fair amount of that. On the other side, we got Numty over here on towards Fish Farms, that we are going to be working their way in towards the back. They are going to be dealing with S9 Gaming as they're trying to fall back, as As I can see, I mean, right now, I can see in the general chat too, where the team that just got taken out, I believe that's BPKG, is going, we can explain to the side of SLG. As this is going to continue to go on, as S9 is going to be trying to deal with these players that are going to be facing in front of them. But they got a hike to go, so I mean, you're going to use up all your resources in this fight. And unfortunately, you have to make it all the way across the map. There's going to be a lot of fights, and this might be kind of rough for whoever makes it out of this one alive.
Yeah, especially considering it's so far on the edge of the map. There is some good loot here to be had at Fish Farms, but again, they're kind of getting gatekept from advancing forward. They're going to need to use that Valkyrie ult to get out of this. For the side of S9 Gaming, there is no Valkyrie ult. They are all in on this fight, and they need to win it in order to steal that loot, mostly the meds, so that they can get in. Look at the wingman shots as S9 Cleo was able to take down Toomey G11 with the hemlock, and now they are just pushing forward. The zone is closing, but they are invested, and they don't want to stop now. Watson fence goes down. I don't know if that's going to be enough. They're going to slide on through and see if they can take out this Watson. Last member standing for the side now as Cleo finishes off deathly. One member gets knocked from S9. Won't be enough. One PK shot finishes it. Bear is down. They're going to get the revive onto that, drop the med kit. And now, like I said, they were committed to that fight because they need those meds. Now over to Shipball, where a Bangalore smoke goes down. We've got GAKFC. Dodge nothing.
Yep, I mean, they're just going absolutely out of Kiryu with the Bangalore. Is going to pop the smoke and get out of there. Pure Gamer Gunk also in this engagement. Trying to just shake off the days as right now as he puts a shot into a teammate. As there comes somebody flying out the door. Is going to get one break, or he's going to get a crack on a one and a crack onto a second. Looks like two players losing their shields here. As GAKFC working their way up around the top. Trying to get these shots in. The Peacekeeper's going to miss. They're looking for that second. There you go. Pure Gamer Gunk going to go down. And that is going to be the contest one from the side of... Who was that? GAKFC. I was literally just looking at them. How do I forget the name that fast?
Hey, it's been a long game for you, man. You've been doing the solo groups there for a moment. Plus, you know, you got the game crash. It's a long day. I know you said you're kind of hungry right now. It's all right. We've all been there. I've been there too. The mental blockage. Another fight happening, but hey, the Valkyrie comes through and said, "Get me out of here," because we've got a long way to go. Meanwhile, on the side of TWS, they're going to be able to have this area to themselves for the time being. But the problem is that they have a team coming in behind them, and they've already used their Seer ultimate. That team coming in behind them, being led by Gnome Guy, has had some good engagement throughout the finals so far, so they are looking nice. That is Pex Flex. They haven't had too much KP in the way go their way, but they have had some good engagements, just maybe some ill-advised mistakes that they made. But now they're kind of scouting this out. They have a Bloodhound, no Seer, so they can't see the heartbeats. But if they scan, they'll know they're there. But they'll also give up their position at the same time. Now swapping over to team players on the other side of the map, where they are inside the zone and fighting what looks to be Copian fiends above them on the high ground.
Yep, I mean, they're definitely playing the gatekeeping role here right now, and something to note for some players as well. I mean, with that drop on a CLG as well, those who don't know, anonymous mode is on, which means you don't know who you killed or who you're killing or who you're going after until they're fully dead and they show up in the kill feed as the team has been eliminated. Until then, nobody knows who they're shooting at, so, I mean, you can't even just hunt down, basically, the side of SLG because you never have any idea whether or not it's them. So the teams that are trying to basically prevent SLG from winning the game and reaching match point, it adds another element to it where it's a lot harder to do than is just find them and kill them, because it turns out you got to kill everybody else instead if you're going to be able to actually find them and kill them. So you got to work around that, and this is Copian Fiends now. I mean, they're off a huge win, 49 points as of right now, trying to make it around the outside and trying to stay alive because they want to hit match point, and that's not going to help. Zag is going to go down.
Yeah, Zag going down, usually the one to go down first from what it looks like during these fights that they've had in these finals, and the dome gets popped. That'll block the Horizon ult for the time being. That'll start to disappear. Nice shots coming through. They were able to get that revive, but then knocked once again is Zag. Anamizer is using the shield bat to get back up, and they are on the high ground now, along with Spore Frog on that horizon as well. And now the push from team players is coming through. They will finish off Zag. All three members still standing for team players. They have the Valk, the Horizon, and the Seer. They have not used the Seer ult. They will use the Horizon Q. They've cracked the Gibraltar with the zone on their backs as well. Spore Frog falling super low in this 2v3 engagement. The bats will come through, and it looks like they're going to go through the zone. It's just one member and the dome, but it doesn't matter because they have no health. See you later.
That's going to be Chumpions exiting, and they didn't get any kills, so they're not going to reach match point. They're at 49 still. They didn't make it.
49 points in 14 plays. That is a tough place to be when you only have one chance of trying to get match point as quickly as possible. The SLG still on match point. You know what skins they use, then maybe you'd be able to spot them out. Kid Ryu last game on World's Edge using the Rampart, this time on Stormpoint back on that Bangalore. Prowlers in their way, they're going to clear those out quickly. Smokes, shields, they close the door, they back up. Their Horizon falling super low once again. I talked about Zag usually being the one taking the most damage for that team that just went down. This time for Chumpions fans, for GAKFC, it's usually that Horizon out front, which is something you normally don't see if you have an Octane. They're usually being the ones who are aggressive out front. Nice ammo coming through from the Prowler. They picked that up, and now the door's closed again. I don't know if the push is coming through. They're clearing more Prowlers for some more loot, and it looks like the shots are coming from that house on that left side.
Yep, and that's going to be Pexflex. They're moving up. That's going to be this team. They got a Bloodhound, Caustic, and a Valkyrie as their team, trying to make the push in as the smoke is trying to cover them up. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do enough damage to do any sort of knocks or whatever, so that is going to be the side of GAKFC rotating all the way around the outside. They're going to go around the back. In the meantime, Final Countdown has now landed on top of Mill. This is where SLG is currently based. So you're going to see a lot of these players just trying to basically get ready and get set to go. As you can see, Cosmic Co as well, running the Octane and the Revenant are also here. So you can see they have the players lined up as the shots are going to go out. And there you go. Here it comes. They're going to come charging forwards with that Revenant ultimate. Just try to get on towards these teams, and they are just going to go absolute ham.
Kowzy, Indy both using that Revenant ultimate. They're in the totem. They have that extra life that they can give, and now Kowzy will be sent. Indy gets sent back as well. The heals will come through. Pixie don't exactly know where they were during that engagement, but you can see them on the floor to the left of where we were just spectating that Revenant there now, as they are playing the doorway, kind of just poking back and forth, allowing their teammates. And look at S9, they're sneaking up behind. They could be another party to get involved in this big fight happening at the Mill for the time being. Meanwhile, you have SLG on match point, and they landed Mill. They've won the contested fight at Mill. Roller Coaster's eliminated, so they're not able to win either. And again, I think they're still up 49 points.
I think they're going to get 1 point for placement.
Yeah,
so I think they'll make, actually no, Copium Fiends will also make it, because 12th and 13th are going to award 1 point. So both these teams will make it to match point eligibility after this match. So SLG is going to have some competition after this, it looks like. And that was a great shot from Fate Bloom. What a shot that was.
Wow, Kraber in hand for Fate Bloom, and they were able to get a knock. And now the aggressive push through the dome. They don't care. Fate Bloom goes down to Crayburn. The sledgehammer takes out Voster, and Voster bleeds out. Final Countdown gets eliminated. Fate Bloom is going to get revived, and it's all the sledgehammer coming through.
Yep, I mean, they actually just went off there, and they still got now 2 more teams to deal with, because here comes Sim Squad. You get no break, no rest when you're the champions, as they're coming in. And it does look like, well, Sim Squad might just kind of take this time to just back away. They don't want to have to deal with this as the new circle pops up and they realize where it's going to be. You can see S9 is kind of sitting in on the outside. A few teams working their way around the edge, including TWS, who's currently in an engagement here over with another squad. It does look like that's Pexflex there, who's going to take that Valkyrie, and they're going to get out of dodge. We have 11 squads currently left on the board right now. So a lot of players still working their way towards this final circle, below average damage. Still has some still has some white armor here, it looks like, on Gare Bear. So we're gonna see is the Otter. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
As soon as that door gets opened, it could be a problem. Grenade through the window, grenade on the door. The door gets open from the pressure. And now the Gibraltar ult comes down. The Seer ult goes down as well. Kowsey gets knocked. Indy and Fakesy had to drop down below to shield up. Now the wrecking ball goes through the doorway and up the stairs. The knocks did come through. Indy, though, falling super low, has to back out. The reload come through. Knocks onto the Seer. Reloads once again. Kowsey gets finished off. And now Fakesy has to re-shield. They're trying to finish this off to get the KP. This is the exact comp that worked for them last game on World's Edge, and now it's working for them again here on Storm Point. And now 11 squads left. The dome doesn't get popped, but Indy gets popped in the dome by the Gibraltar, and then that finishes it off. They will win that engagement. They will get the revives to come through onto Indy. They'll shield up. They will shield swap. And hopefully they'll be able to pick up the banner. Maybe even if there's a Moby available in one of those loot boxes, they can get their third member back in the fight while all of this mess is going on here at the mill with SLG involved once again.
Yep, and you got S9 fighting it out here with another squad on the other side. There's going to be Pexflex here getting involved. So one side of Mill has two teams going at it. On the other side, we have S9 or SLG going at it with another roster. Sledgehammer's going to take some shots. They did switch up their comp, actually, running now a Watson. I don't believe that was there before. So maybe it ends up changing that way as a result for what I believe is, I mean, just playing more defensive, because now you have to play to win for the side of SLG. There's now 3 squads in here. I think this is TWS coming in on top. They're going to be on the roof, and there's 2 squads inside.
And I love that from SLG. I mean, this entire Mill zone has kind of been a blessing and a curse, right? They know how to play it very well. They're the ones who looted it first. They won the contested drop. There's so much loot for them to have here during all of these fights and these engagements that they're winning, that they're constantly being able to have ammo, have shields, have the heals that they need. The problem is that everyone is there now, right? And everyone is kind of bunching up in this little tiny Mill zone that they are in. But yeah, I like the fact that they changed to the Watson. Play a little bit more defensively. They understand match point and how it works. And also maybe, you know, throw some other teams off their game. Hey, we don't know if that's them because we don't know if they play Watson. Meanwhile, S9 Bear will take out like water, but instantly get knocked by G-Man. G-Man will now take out Bear to finish him off. G-Bear takes out Strange. Fake C comes in and Pexflex is eliminated. And another Wrecking Ball comes through. They were unable to get Kowsey back in the game, but they do have the beacon if that is going to come into play later into this game. And oh my goodness, the damage coming in from Hype TWS now. They're also playing the Watson now here inside of Mill. Fake C and Indy have to back up. The binding drill comes through to kind of zone everyone off. There won't be a push for the time being so that they can heal up. Speaking of healing up, TWS is doing exactly that. Hyped and Zap are the ones applying those heals and the shields to themselves. Meanwhile, SLG is on the other side of Mill. This Horizon cube comes through. They are going to jump on the roof, and they are going to jump on top of Indy. See you later. Dilemma with the Kraber knocks someone on the other side, and finally, Otter and Pups are taken out, but they do have KP to their name once again.
Yep, you're going to see, I mean, this fight engagement going on. It's going to be team players on the other side of the map, dealing with Narps, I believe, as they are going to try to just, oh, got interrupted. Ult got interrupted, so they can't go anywhere now. They are going to be stuck, as you can see. Here comes team players just charging their way forward. This is going to be a big problem here now for Narps, as Logie Bear has gone down. You have no creatable cover, and this is probably just going to be team players walking in and just taking this, unless they have no idea that they're there. But I feel like they have to know, and they. All right, maybe not. Dilemma just walks right into them and has to back away and just turn around and go, okay, nope, don't want to deal with that. And you're going to see Savacity up top. In the meantime, there's still more engagements going on inside of Mill. It's going to be SLG in here, GAKFC up on the roof, as well as I believe TWS is inside of here as well, trying to figure out how they're going to get out.
Oh, and that's not good. Now they are standing on the edge. They let that door break. They're going to find their way inside, and here they are. They're going to get hit by the cancel and the reveal from the Q of Seer. TWS kind of in a pickle here. They're going to set up their own fence, though, and see if they can work alongside that. They're still sitting on the edge of this zone. They have to make a play for this. Meanwhile, so does the other two teams, one being SLG, the team who, if they win this game, they win. And they're going to push Sledgehammer and the rest of them. They use the Q. They pop G-Man outside the zone. And now they go back on the roof. I don't know if that shield's going to happen because they get shot. See you later. Hype gets taken down. Jin Mori with the PK is the one who takes him out and gets that knock. Can beat, though, from Team X66 out in the open. They are going to use the dome shield from MVP Lifeline. They're in a fight. One shot from the PK, 2 shots. Can they finish this off? No, sir. And they are, but he does get knocked. That will be another knock.
Health on him.
6 eliminated.
Dilemma was so low, so incredibly low. Team X66 not able to finish the job. The numbers are beginning to dwindle. We're down to 5 squads left. SLG is still here. GAKFC is going to get this res off on the roof. And at this point, I mean, we're hoping to see whether or not it's gonna, where this is gonna end up going here. I mean, you see shots come in. It's gonna be JFKFC is gonna get a lot of damage there on towards Zafy, I believe it is. He's just gonna be kind of running away. Basically a distraction as SLG is gonna come in from the back here and put in a lot of shots. JKFC is gonna lose one. And I mean, well, yeah, Zafy was trying to get a teammate out, it looks like, but this is gonna be 2 squads dropping, both singles. And there's going to be a lot of damage. There you go. TWS is out. Dilemma is able to pick that one up. So Team Players is able to find that one as well. I mean, this is closing, and it's 3 squads left. 9 players, 3v3v3, and SLG is one of those.
Yeah, the thing is that people are just giving build to SLG like they've survived so much. They are still surviving. The Alt Excel comes out, trying to get it off his Sledgehammer. If they're able to do so, they will have that pylon come back. But now every team is collapsing on them. This could be the end of SLG, and we could be going to another game. Sledgehammer with another knock on the Zuling Kian. And Dilemma finds one on the Fate Plume. Sledgehammer goes down. SLG was eliminated. And we are going to another game. They were the only ones on that point. Now the PK shots are coming out. Team Players are your champion here on Storm Point.
It came down so close to the very end. SLG just honestly not able to do so at the very end. They were just in a really awkward spot, and they just got pincered by the 2 teams. I mean, it was basically, okay, take your pick. Which one are we going to go for? And both teams picked correctly. They both ended up picking up CLG, tagging both of them up. They are able to take that map, and we are going to head to a game 6. So we are going to do another round of Storm Point. And welcome back. We're into, I didn't even update the overlay, but it's map 6, Storm Point. We have 5 teams now eligible after some massive maps that actually just went down there. So we do have, from the side of the roster list, we have Simp Squad, Team Players, Roller Coaster, and Copium Themes have all reached match point eligibility. So these guys are all going to be able to make it if they win. So we have 5 teams that could potentially win it and end the tournament right here and right now in this match. And if not, we head back to another match of World's Edge. So we are down to, I think it's 16 teams now. We did have teams end up leaving. So right now, everyone gets their own POI, and no one is doing any contesting. So we have some nice behavior going on right now.
Nice behavior. I love it. I actually love the way Big Buns, McLovin, Aklenia, and Zulingshin are actually looting Cave. They're over there in No Name by the beacon with IMC. They're also to the left. Like, they have 2 beacons at their disposal. They have 2 crafting stations. They can get a trident, 2 tridents. They can do IMC. They're in the zone. They're out of the zone. Like, they've got so much real estate to their name. The problem is that they can get pushed. And now the one member towards that IMC is getting singled out by SLG. I don't know if SLG is going to want to fight this. If they recognize that it's a solo and the rest of the team's not there, they could push this, and it looks like they will be doing so. They park the trident right behind the boulder, so they LOS their time getting out of it, going into the crafter and not regrouping with their team. Is Aklenia. They are playing the Bangalore, so they have that passive if they need to run away. They've got the smokes as well. They're going to grab their, what looks like upgrading their armor. You know, Bangalore is very brave right now. Smoke comes out. They drop the Phoenix kit, going in circles. I don't know. He's going back. He dropped his shield. That's why he's such low health. Ah, okay, I see what's going on here. They got shot once or twice, and they were flesh. They put their armor in the crafter. They get it back out. It is at purple now. Full 750 damage to level up to that red Evo. But they're getting away here, and it doesn't look like their teammates care. They're probably like, do you need help? Don't worry about me. I'll come to you guys. SLG might not want to push that because they're in the zone right now. And also, remember, not only are they on match point, but so is 4 other teams. And Final Countdown is not one of those teams. They are 9th place right now, and they're moving up on a team here in North Launch.
So we see the shots going out there, and that is going to be Final Countdown. Getting some tags. They're going to get some tagged return. That's going to be Team X66. Can Beans was the one who ate most of their shots. Is going to get out. They're going to survive. There are plenty of teams now on towards match point as they're going to be making their way over towards this new zone. As you can see, I mean, G-Man TWS is going out of here with JAKFC as well. As shots are just pouring through. As Kikaidi is apparently going to run very low. They're going to be very lit up on the board. The rest of the team trying to get in there. As the door's going to open up, they're going to get some damage done. The Eva's going to enter the door. And, well, that's going to be a lot of players and guns pointed in your direction as the nades will fly out. They're still looking to do some damage with full fleshed. Not a whole lot they're able to do, and they're going to go down. That's going to be JAKFC dropping right there.
You know, JAKFC, every single game I've noticed the same mistakes happening from them. I mean, the composition's not the best, but if they're comfortable with it, that's fine. The problem is they're just like me. The movement's good, the dodging and ducking's good, they know what to do game sense-wise, but the thumbs just aren't working today, and the aim is not hitting the way they'd like. Meanwhile, another person struggling to hit some shots here. It's 4-armed basis. 6 damage is needed for that next Evo. They're on the Mirage, by the way, the worst character in competitive, I would say. But sometimes, you know, people get bamboozled because they're not expecting it, and Narps are having to back up. Back Munch is also on that white shield. And Logi Bear says, hey, let's back up, let's move here. And Narps, they look so good when they have Logi Bear, who's probably their IGL, making plays on that Newcastle. You saw last game when he went down, they did not have such luck. But they are going to get out of that fight.
Yep, they are going to back up. Unfortunately, they're going to be backing right up into Copian Fiends here, it looks like. As you can see, they're going to be taking some shots in, and that's going to be the Mirage. So the Bamboozle's out. They're probably not expecting that whatsoever, as they are going to end up, you know, well, missing one player. They're going to look for this roof push, it looks like. Try to get up, see if there's anybody up here, and it turns out nobody's home. Everyone's back inside. This will be 4 on bases. Is not going to have much shield to work with. We're going to see how they end up choosing to work with this here as the push is going to begin to come in. And a lot of players are currently sitting outside of the zone as well. Copian Fiend's going to be up top. BPKG inside. And you're going to have, well, actually one player from Copian Fiend's also going to be very outside. So they are relatively split up here as of right now.
Yeah, but inside is Duck Crying. Zag's out there as well. I mean, Zag's usually the one that goes down first. We talked about that last game. If that happens here again, they might not have as much success as they've had early on in the finals today. I mean, it's been kind of a slugfest towards the end here for them, but they've got to try and make some plays. 4-arm bases on that Mirage, starting to make plays underneath this building. Teams are starting to gather around it, and for no reason at all, by the way. I mean, everyone is so far away from the zone at this point. One member goes down, and that will be the Bloodhound. That's your scan, that's your intel. You need that. And now Trubs is going to have someone shooting down on them. And Zach Warfrog in a fight here with the car in their hands. The Q comes out to kind of displace them and mess up their aim. And, well, the shots come through, and of course BBKG was eliminated. Zach's not the first one to go down, but a third party's coming through. And S9 Bear takes down Sporefrog. The revive did not come through, or it did, but now Zach goes down, and enemies are taking a Phoenix kit. Is the last member standing here for Copian Fiends, and just as I say that, one shot from a shotgun takes them out. Copian friends are sent back to the lobby. They were on match point, and they are not able to win it here.
Yep, so they are going to exit. So yeah, they were one of the match point eligible teams. No longer, they are out they are going to have to wait till this next game and hope that, well, the other teams don't end up winning it out on this map as well. Otherwise, they will be kind of left out without seeing any of that action. Unfortunately, we are going to be on board with Otter and Pups. It's still running that Revtain combo with Mad Maggie, just the straight run at them and gun everybody combination that you see they've been running. They are going to see Sim Squad, though, around the corner. Sim Squad is another match point eligible team. I mean, really, if you're a match point eligible team, you want to avoid fights for as long as possible. Like, you want to get as much armor as you can done. I mean, for Sim Squad, not a problem. You got purple shields already. But you probably don't want to be taking more fights than are necessary, because any chance you have at losing is going to cost you that game. So we're going to see where they end up trying to do here. They are going to put some shots in. It looks like checkpoint is going to be where we're heading next, and the next circle is going to be sort of down beast area as well. So final countdown is going to be in a prime position for this. Meanwhile, it looks like SLGs is kind of running around up top, and they might run into Team Players, and Team Players is another match point eligible team.
I was going to say, SLG playing very differently than they had before. They're kind of playing the edge of the zone there. They're inside it. They can scan the beacon. They've got control of this giant building here now, and they're just trying to hold themselves. I'm guessing they're running the Watson again. They're just trying to stay alive. They're trying to stay out of everyone's way. They know they're on match point, and they know that there's other teams on match point as well. Last game, they were the only ones there. They could play a little aggressive. They can still do things, but they can't do that now. Now the cue comes through. Lumdum is able to say, hey, we know where they are. We know where they can be because of the heartbeat sensor. No ultimate from the seer just yet. Might pull it out here. The Q comes down. Sledgehammer has to back up super low. They're going to know that now. The Q from Dilemma puts them on the roof, and the shots are going to come through. Can we see the knocks on the SLG? One goes down in Spade Plume. Lumdun goes down in reactionary fashion from Sledgehammer. Jin Mori will take out Suba City. And now 2 members down on each team. We're down to a 1v1. The Horizon Q comes down. I think he just stunned someone. This could be the end for SLG. The shield is broken. And Dilemma takes out Sledgehammer, but there was a revive apparently.
Yeah, Jin Mori is still up, and I think they're beginning to take shots from the other side. Wants to go for this reset here. Dilemma is also gonna try and get out there, but unfortunately he's not gonna be in a position to do much here. And that's gonna be a revive. Sledgehammer's gonna get put on his feet as well. As you can see, they're just kind of finish off these players. So Team Players, unfortunately, not gonna be able to finish this one off. I mean, that was the closest I think they've gotten, I think, for SLG going down. Unfortunately, not going to be the case here for Team Players. They had him on the ropes, and he kind of let him off of it. You took the foot off the neck of the tiger, and we're going to see how that ends up moving as a result of that. S9 is going to be the ones that were putting in the shots at range. Meanwhile, we got another messy fight going over here. It's going to be Sim Squad. Narps was also taken out in the process here. The shots are going to come through. That's going to be Numty dropping out. They are going to be exiting the game. And in the meantime, we got another fight going on. It's going to be Otter and Pups dealing with, I think it's TWS here. As the shots are all going down, that's going to be it. TWS has been eliminated as well. So a lot of kills once again going in favor of Otter and Pups as they're picking up the kills on the board. And now they have to deal with Sim Squad here, who's coming in eager to pick up the pieces. Well, that's a knock there too.
Say that's one knock. Aquilina onto Fakesy. Takes some shots in return. Indy though, reloading. The Q comes through, so that would have canceled a heal, but he wasn't doing it anyways. Does need to hit that shield bat, possibly, and there it goes. And now McLovin starting to make some plays. And yeah, you were talking about Otter and Pups with a lot of damage and a lot of kills, and they continue the trend. 99 from the Peacekeeper, not enough. As they go down, they were able to pick up Fakesy in the meantime, and now the beam's coming through from Fakesy. Here comes the Wrecking Ball off the wall. This might boop him back. The Thermite is keeping him from pushing up. More shots coming through. Kowsey falling super low as well. They knock one, which is Aquilina, but the return fire from Buns McLovin takes out Fakesy. Kowsey, the only member standing for Otters and Pups. The Phoenix comes out, and now, will they able to get this off? They could get the revive too if the other team just elects to leave.
Yep, well, we're going to see. We're going to have to keep our eye on that for the time being. In the meantime, S9 is now going to be putting some shots into the back of SLG as they are leaving this north pad location. You can see the shots coming through. S9 quite well equipped as well. While this is ongoing as well, Dilemma looks like from Team Players has escaped with his life. Doesn't have a banner, and it's going to be just one player. So their chances of winning this game all riding on Dilemma for the time being. S9 is going to be working their way out from the back. We're going to have Sim Squad as well. So a bunch of our teams still eligible as of right now. As you can see, Roller Coaster making their way in. They're going to have to deal with the Final Countdown, though, up on top of Down Beast. Final Countdown loves this position that you find them here a lot of the time whenever the circle's up in this side of the map. So you know that they're going to be ready for this. And Otter and Pups is gonna get eliminated. So there you go. They did find Cosby. Down he goes. And S9 again in an engagement with SLG. This is never stopping.
Yeah, the problem is that SLG was kind of had their backs to the wall. They were cornered. They were kind of caged. They just forgot to lock the cage in favor of S9. Now they will start to shoot once again back and forth. Jin Mori falling low, has to back up. His face boom. Sledgehammer did go down. The Valkyrie ult coming through. They're going to finish off one member. They are firing down on that Valkyrie as well. Jin Mori is about half health. Sledgehammer will be taken out, and that's a massive problem for them. That's their Watson, so they won't have that. They're going to have to rat it up without that pylon being at their advantage. They're going to just go right over these two teams. They're going for the building, using the LOS from the walls. They could fall here. Jin Mori does, and look at the health on Fate Bloom. Has to shield up, and the push might come through as well. A lot of teams as the back of Down Beast is going to be where that next zone plays.
And there you go. SLG's out. The push came in from Final Countdown. They dropped off the top. Look at where the circle's going. It is like you're almost off the map at that point. S9 is going to be coming in from the back. There's a bunch of solos on the map. Sim Squad is down to 2 players as well. This is almost, I want to say, Roller Coaster's game now to lose. They are in the best position of all the match point teams. They're currently inside of the circle as well. They're going to have to make that rotation out and deal with Final Countdown eventually. But for the time being, they're actually really well positioned here with their ult and everything. So we're going to see if the rest of the teams end up knocking each other off. That is going to be team players out. There goes another match team. Are going to exit the map. So down they go as well. S9 coming in from the back. S9 is looking to play spoiler. Final Countdown as well. Standing from up top. Hoping to pick up some massive points this game to get them towards match eligibility. And then you have the other side. It's just going to be Roller Coaster as well as below average damage. Below average damage had a pretty solid group stage. Has not really been able to show as much of that prowess so far. Roller Coaster now just kind of posted up, ready to go. They see these players coming in. They know they're approaching. And it's going to be, I guess, a matter of whether or not Final Countdown is going to kind of filter out some of these players for them, really.
Final Countdown sitting at 9th coming into this game, in below average damage in 11th, S9 Gaming in 14th, so they're all here, still going. The 2 other teams alive though, one of them being Roller Coasters, they have a chance at finishing the tournament here today. And now a little shield swap coming through, saying, hey, I leveled this up for you, take it. I've got a long range weapon, have that capability. Nice respawn placed down as well, by the way, a little bit of coverage up there on top of the beast. Below average damage now inside the building, getting looted up a little bit more fuel. Changing weapon, I believe, to the Sentinel as well as time now, firing away. The only other 2 teams that are eligible to win are Sim Squad and Roller Coasters. Sim Squad, of course, only have 2 members standing. Dr. was taken down. Mastiff in the hand of Zuling Chin. No. Here comes the Seer ultimate. Got shot once, doesn't get taken down, and they see how low Strange is. Now trying to get on top of the high ground, getting shot in the back. One knock comes through almost, I believe.
Yep.
That Seer's shield was broken.
I do believe they got the full knock because Sim Squad just trying to get out. They have no health or no shields right now. They're just trying to get away. And unfortunately, that does mean, yeah, Sim Squad is going to go down. There's only 4 squads left. And the only one currently on match point is going to be Roller Coaster. So they're going to be the ones we're looking at to see if they can close this tournament out. For the time being, they're going to be set up inside of here, but they need to start moving at some point because you do know that the circle's closing and it's going to be them right on the edge. They're going to have to push this. It's going to be Final Countdown. It's going to be the player, the team in front of them. As the nade's going to fly out, they're going to have to try to back away. You might need an alternate exit. Or excuse me, that's actually below average damage in front of them. And it looks like they're going to want to take this fight, and they want to take it now. And it will, I mean, they're going to be taking a lot of damage from up top as well. This Final Countdown is ready as the push is going to come through. And here we go.
Yeah, below average damage. Not getting in too many fights early on in this game. They're getting chased now. Doesn't know that they're going to be able to knock him. Knocks the Gibraltar, and that could be the end for below average damage. But of course, here comes final countdown. Ghoster finding Bananarama. Walking through the door. Fallen TG just picking up weapons and knocking down anybody in their way. And now Bananarama could get revived here, but they are going to just play the knockdown for the time being. The pylon's up. That could be recharging shields, but it looks like it's out of charges. Only 400 available. A revive on the outside of the building.
That just went off.
A revive on the inside of the building happening as well. Shield swap available, but they're just going to be able to use their back. And now a thermite on that door, keeping them there. Below average damage could be the distraction that Roller Coaster needs to advance.
Yep, you're going to see they're going to pop the bats as they're going to try to get out, but they're going to stay absolutely shredded as they're on their way out here. They're going to get a knock onto one. Eddie trying to just stay alive and just get away is not going to be able to. He's going to get knocked. He's going to go down. The rest of his team down below right now as they're trying to make their way forward. That's going to be below average damage eliminated. There's only 3 squads remaining, and it's going to be final countdown in a great position from up top. Fallen is going to not take enough damage. He's going to go down. It's going to be S9 and final countdown. We're going to another game. It's going to be back to World's Edge as Roller Coaster has been taken out.
A Roller Coaster just unfortunate there. I mean, Eddie got knocked, and once that happened, Seer was already shooting, saying, hey, you make it to zone, I'll do as much damage. But that plan was spoiled. So now we're going to another game, but for the time being, we've got 2 Gibraltar ultimates coming down. We've got domes already up and being used. The caustic gas is up as well. Ghoster healing up, soft plushy falling super low. They're going to have to back. There it is. They're going to shield afterwards as well. The Q from Seer to stop any heals, but those are not being used. All red shields on the other side. 2 purples and a red for the side of final countdown. And now it's kind of just a stalemate. Staring at each other. Who will budge first? Who will get cracked? And there it is. That could be the opening for either side. Boaster gets cracked. The Gibraltar on the other side is cracked as well. Caustic gas comes out. I think that might have been the ultimate on the left side. Now they just have to hold that right side angle with just their weapons. Once this zone starts to close, or never mind, they're not even waiting for it. Boaster says, I can make a play. Getting a little aggressive, trying to make a flank on that left side of your screen right now, but the caustic gas is holding them back.
Yep, we're going to see, I mean, we're going to move forward with Cleo. They do have, I think, some ultimates up as they're going to peek around that corner now, and Cleo's going to get absolutely shredded. Down they go. So there's one. The Mastiff, though, at close range, it might be exactly what they need, as someone's going to drop right in on towards the Mastiff, and they're not able to connect the shots, unfortunately. It's going to be, well, Strange is going to pick up one. Is going to stay alive, but he's going to get dropped on from up top, and there you go. Final countdown is going to take map number 6? I think we're on 6. We are going to be going to map 7, so yeah, map 6 will end up going in favor of final countdown. That is going to be that for that match. I don't know if any other teams ended up making it to match point once again, so we're going to see whether or not that is going to be the case. We're going to head to a quick commercial break. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. Game 7 is now underway. We're at 6 teams that are match eligible and actually only 14 teams left in the lobby, so almost half of those teams are match point eligible, which means at some point this will be ending. Not sure exactly when, because one of those teams does have to win in order for this to actually happen. But until then, we are going to have teams that are going to be going at it. There's going to be a few more POIs open up across the map for the time being, as teams have left. So we're going to see where it is. So final countdown has been added to the match point eligible list. So we can see where exactly they're going to end up going. As you can see, SLG, Team Players, Sim Squad, Roller Coaster, Copium Fiends, and Final Countdown are now all match point eligible, with SLG is now reaching, I think, like 73 points. So they're currently in the lead. We're going to see where it ends up going from there. But for now, I'm going to have to wait and watch to see where these teams decide on working their way around. Final Countdown and Pure Gamer Gunk, again, are kind of like running into each other here over on this side. And Final Countdown is a match point eligible team, so we're going to see how they decide to kind of work around this and where they're going to end up going. Final Countdown, in this case, probably just wants to survive. They just rather would get out. They want to stay alive for as long as possible, because for them, they need to win the whole thing in order to make it and end this tournament. So gonna have to wait and see on where they end up deciding to go on that. Across the map, not a whole lot of other action going on. Everyone's just kind of got their own POIs and they're all going to work. So we're gonna see how things go for the time being. And this circle is going to be nicely in the southeast corner. So pretty decent circle for a couple of these teams, as SLG is going to have it right on top of them practically for the time being. So we're going to see, as all those teams in the northwest, you have Skyhook, you have, well, the teams here on Countdown as well. That's going to be Sim Squad, another match point eligible team. They got to make their way across the map. You're going to have Team Players, they're match point eligible. And then you're going to have NARPS, which is not match point eligible, but they got to make their way through. And they are a very formidable opponent regardless. We're going to see how this ends up kind of turning around. As we're going to see on the bottom corner, it is going to be Final Countdown getting into this engagement, as it does look like the side of Pure Gamer Gunk is going to push it despite the pure white shields.
Yeah, pure white shields pushing this is something where you got to be a little crazy, a little daring, but say, hey, we want to be able to win this contest. We want to be able to level up our shields. Let's get it done. It looks like he wanted to go for the shield cell. Phoenix Kit came out just by mistake there for a moment. So play there on the heels, and now they go in. But that Phoenix might be needed now. That's exactly what they're going to do. They did get one PK shot onto the Gibraltar before they had to drop down. Boaster falling pretty low, but Craven walks in and gets a knock on the low 99 god, and that could be the start of the end here. That's Final Countdown on match point, what we're talking about. Are able to find one knock, they find a second knock, and now for Pure Gamer Gung, it's just a door, never mind, see you later.
Yep, that is going to be Final Countdown. It is going to be dropping out. They are going to be done for the time being. You can see Fate Bloom SLG is getting involved with the side of Coswe, or Otter and friends here, as they're putting in the shots at long range. S9 is going to be behind them though, so they do have to kind of be wary about that. Up top, this is going to be, I think Sim Squad is going to be running in. They have no idea that NARPS is right behind them. NARPS definitely does know. They sense the heartbeats, they can see it. But it does look like they're going to take the route around the edges, and they're going to just try and back up here for the time being. Not many other engagements going on. S9 and Otter and Pups might be the closest, as well as this one up here between Team Players and NARPS. But until then, teams are going to kind of settle down, I guess, as this first circle begins to close in.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do if I'm on match point. I mean, I don't want to make the same mistake that Furia did and say, oh, well, match point is a terrible system. Yeah, you know, most people agree, but you got to, you know, it's not like LeBron James says, hey, I'm not going to play the play-in tournament, even though LeBron says it's a bad idea, but he still does what he's got to do to win championships, right? So if you're trying to win the tournament, play safe and do what you got to do. And, well, Kelsey's going to drop the red totem. The rest of the team's going to get on in that as well. The jump pad comes out, and, well, this is the red stain with the Mad Maggie, because now the wrecking ball comes down. They're able to pretty much just put everyone in the corner. They're firing down on him. Indy got sent back to the totem, so they'll be delayed just a little bit. But because that jump pad was perfectly placed, they're able to get back there. The Mad Mag from you. That mining drill coming out as well. Gibraltar gets broken. The dome shield goes down. Kelsey goes down, and now everything is going awry for Otter and Pups. And just as quickly as they have the upper hand, they are removed from the lobby.
Yep, I mean, it just went absolutely through. Roller Coaster is actually going to be shopping inside the vault. They're picking up all the goodies that they want here, as they're going to end up, well, grabbing some stuff. And they're going to be actually dealing with the side of, I believe that is below average damage, is going to be on the outside. Not as kitted. Roller Coaster sporting some nice shiny shields, as well as, well, Eddie has now switched over to the Caustic, so they are no longer running a Valkyrie, which is going to be interesting. They're choosing this more defensive comp to run Caustic and Watson along with the Seer. So we're going to see how these teams end up kind of moving around the edge. Below average damage is going to exit back out. They don't want to take this fight. They're going to leave through the back door. They're going to take some of that damage and see where this ends up going.
Low average damage, still not on match point. They had a little bit of a good game last game, but still sitting around that middle of the pack position there in 11th place. And GWS S9, they had a really good last game and a half, so they've moved up a little bit here. But Team Players now, Delema, Siba City, Lumped Up, making their move. As they start to rotate here, they're just on the outside of the zone. They recognize that there's a team on them. A couple shots come through as the Duster dodge get out of there. And now they're walking in the building. They will dump damage into Gare Bear. We'll finish that one off too. City gets credit for the knock and the kill. And they're just walking forward at the rest of below average damage here. Luca Dabeni, last man standing, Gibraltar, and only a white shield to their name. And, well, no more HP either. That fight is finished off. Below average damage has now been eliminated. And more KP in the wake. But, you know, you got to try to get as much placement points as possible here.
Yep, I mean, Final Countdown is going to jump up top and just try and get away. As we are going to see the players are going to be moving in here. This is going to be one squad coming in. It's going to be Narbs coming in with the Valkyrie ult going in. JKFC is going to be the ones putting in some damage onto them. All of our match point teams are still alive. You can see a lot of movement here going around this Lava Siphon. Lava Siphon is going to be a very popular area, so we're going to see how it ends up going for the time being here.
And here we see GAKFC once again on World's Edge with that Rampart available as well. Kid Ryu playing it once again. They're going to block the door with one of those deployable walls or the shield. The amplified damage that you can do through it. Now they take the jump pad up top onto that second floor. Sheila comes out. They can break the door if needed. That's exactly what's going to happen. And she is standing in the door. And this time, no!
All right, we are back again. Unfortunately, not with our in-game. We do have Sebasti stream instead, so we are going to get the POV of team players for the time being. Final Countdown was eliminated early on, and honestly, at this point, I think we've really just encountered a bug, honestly, because every time Sheila winds up, it crashes our game, and then I can't get back in. So unfortunately, for the time being, we are a little bit stuck. There's 8 squads to go, though, and it does look like team players are in a pretty good position. Final Countdown has exited. So we're going to see which other teams are currently left in the lobby. And I mean, it is a player POV, so we don't really know any of this stuff. So we're just going to be rolling with this for the time being. And hopefully get this guy some views, because Sebasti is the only one who really posted anywhere close to a stream recently. And it's all we really have to go off of. So this is what we're going to work with. And we'll have to wait to see who shows up in the kill feed over the next little bit. But here we are. It is going to be map 7 as a...
Can you screen share?
Yep, I just realized I'm not actually screen sharing anything to you, and I'm going to see if I can send... Alright, is this usable?
I'm good. Yes, sir. Alt Excel in hand and being used here. Got a couple Watson fences underneath as well.
Yep. Does look like they are peeking in on towards one team. Doesn't know exactly who it is. I mean, we don't have God View Codcaster anymore, or, well, not Codcast Observer mode, so we can't see any of this information at this point. We have to go entirely based on what the players are seeing. There's 6 detections around, and there's still 8 squads left, and we're exiting towards round 4, so there's still a lot of teams left on the board. A lot of teams playing it pretty safe here for the time being, as you're going to see a lot of footsteps down below. Both of those teams are probably going to start running into each other at some point. They're going to enter. It's going to be a Watson team here, so that is going to be one of a few potential ones in the stream.
Roller Coasters was just eliminated.
A Roller Coaster is down, so they're going to be the 8th team dropping out, as they're not able to pick up anything here, and I know we aren't really playing audio. SLG's out as well, so that's going to be the teams that are match point eligible just falling one by one. It looks like SLG is going to drop, so that is going to be a couple of the teams out for sure, and others might have gone out before this. So we're going to see how things are going. That is going to be TWS eliminated as well, so they survived quite a long time, honestly, but they are going to end up dropping. Down they will go. The circle is closing. 5 squads to go. Team players, the one on your screen right now, is going to be one of the match point eligible teams, so if they win this, they do take the whole thing. We're going to see if that ends up being the case, but right now we just kind of have to work with, I guess, just the player POV visibility that we just really don't have.
Yeah, we saw the Watson from TWS go down first, and that's really when they said, hey, we got to jump off this roof and we got to push this. We have to be aggressive. Again, we're watching the player POV, so we can't really tell who's fighting between the two teams, but we do see a Watson set up on the other side as the 30-30 shots are coming in from Civa City. Does take out the pylon, did get a couple shots onto the enemy as well. That might be enough for the opposing team they were shooting at to have to back up, regroup, and just reset themselves. They found another team inside the bulldozer here as they are just nading it. It is nade galore, 30 shots, and look at this. Now the PK comes out. More shots coming through. They will eliminate another team, and that's Team X66 that was bunkered down in here. We saw Gibraltar running across. The Skull Piercer not hitting any headshots, but still doing a lot of damage with this 30-30.
Yeah, I mean, that is going to be X66 going to be eliminated, so we still don't know exactly who is left in this game. But as of right now, we know for sure that 2 of the match point teams are out, and for all we know, the remaining ones could be in the rest of this game for the time being, but we don't know that 100%. We're going to see where these players, I mean, this is going to start pushing team players. It is going to begin to get pushed here. It looks like they're trying to get the regens off in the shields, and I don't know if they're going to be given the opportunity to actually do so. As you can see, Sebastian trying to just put in shots from the back is going to have, the teammates are going to be kitting up fully, so that is going to be the Seer getting back to full health, back to full shields. Everything is going to be in place for the time being as Sebastian, I mean, the nades are going to chuck out. And we're going to see, I mean, they have 9 kills for sure right now on their roster. So, I mean, very nicely played out of their team right now. They're getting all the kills that they want. And, I mean, it might go towards a win at this point. I mean, am I allowed to root for a team because we're watching a team player's POV? I feel bad if I don't root for them here.
I mean, Caster Curse might come into play as well. You can see they have a very aggressive comp, and I was going to say, now we see the missiles coming out. We don't see a lot of Qs coming out from Ciba City on the Valkyrie, and now we start to see that as they put a lot more pressure on. They don't have their Seer ult. They already used that. Little buffer coming in from the stream, but that's okay. Now the shots coming out, 107 to the head with the 30-30. Little shield cell coming through. Nice shots coming through from the window as well. They have a shield swap inside next to Dilemma, so they are playing it as close as fine-tuned and perfectly as possible for the moment. Only 4 squads remaining. Remember, we're watching the POV of team players. They are match point eligible. There could be another 2, maybe even 3 teams out there. Who knows for the time being. And each team just playing super safe. They don't want to over-aggress. They don't want to be caught out. They don't want to make that mistake that costs them the match point that they could have.
Up as we are going to be getting, I mean, the teams are going to be crossing as the circle's beginning to close. It's going to be the Gibby bubble that gets popped, and you can see the players. Sebastian is going to have to hop up top. They do see these players here in front of us, and we are going to be working their way around the outside. They're going to have to hop back inside, though, as the Gibby ult does end up coming down, as we are going to have the players. Well, I mean, they are going to be regenerating those shields. They're going to get 1 break, though, onto Horizon. Going to be moving forward here, charging towards that team. You can see the ult. That's going to be a knock. Looking for a second. That's going to be a second knock as well for Sebastian. He's going to find 2. They're looking for the 3rd. It's going to be in this corner, it looks like. They're going to be shooting down on top of this roster for the time being, as we're going to see them working their way. There's only going to be 4 squads left. Not a whole lot left in the tank for a lot of these players. And that's going to be a Gibby bubble down below. I mean, this might be... I mean, that's a Phoenix kit for not a whole lot of health, and I think they're going to throw it up anyway because Sebastian's kind of running low on all the other meds, it looks like, for the time being. So we're going to see how this ends up refilling this stuff up. I mean, the 30-30 is going to be out. They're going to have to drop. I mean, they're running low on ammo, too, and everything basically necessary as they're going to charge in towards this Newcastle team. I mean, Newcastle, not used by too many teams. It could be Copium. I think it might actually be Narps, with Logie Bear running that Newcastle. Yeah, it was. Okay, it was. Yeah, there you go. And down they go. They're trying to protect this one team here that is inside of the bubble. The Black Hole's going to suck everybody in, it looks like. And down they're going to go. Copium Fiends is going to go out. That was another team that was match point eligible. It's going to be a 2v or a 2vx. I'm not exactly sure. 3v3 here. Both the teams, they have the high ground. They have the full advantage. Team players is going to try to pop these shots through, trying to get these finishes. They're going to get a knock on a 1. And we're going to see how it close out. Final circle.
There it is. Team players, they win. Not just the game, but the tournament. They were on match point, and they take it. Beautifully played there at the end, having the high ground, just firing down on everyone. I mean, the Gibraltar wasn't able to survive. The Caustic couldn't do enough with the gas. And, of course, the Newcastle team, Narps, they just had their shield up. They had to hop over it, take all that damage in the front of them in the wall. The ring closing on their backs. Wow.